specifically play, though they do frequent most online tournaments that we see.
Oh yeah, and at the very least, whenever we do see them,
ooh, a 4-4-A got blocked. Nice try, Yoki. You forgot where we are.
Word's gonna hit her with a "This is Parsec, baby."
Yeah. Ooh, not breaking those.
Do it again.
Can't say I know for sure what Word's experience is against Mina, but I can say for sure that Yoki's experience against Word's character is going to be relatively high due to the plethora of Ivy players that they have in the New York area.
Yeah, they have approximately 4 million Ivy players in the New York area, so Yoki's got about 4 million people's worth of experience.
4 to 4.5, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And I remember, really the only information I have on this matchup specifically comes all the way back from Season 1 when Party Wolf used Mina to try to destroy the tear that was Ivy in launch.
That's always, yeah. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's always like my frame of reference when I think about that matchup. It's just like, wait, who's the favorite?
That being said, both characters have been changed drastically since, so I don't really know if it's the same thing.
But I think a lot of things are still true since Season 1, and oh my god, they got the rat. Ooh, that was a...
That was
not
a killer. No, I'm pretty sure you can block in time.
Yeah, but he did
get by that low.
Word did get the run counter, so a substantial amount of damage for Word, but oh, Yoki bet the farm on that one.
It went through Ivy's legs. It seemed like she was right about it, but doesn't get rewarded. How unfortunate. Ooh, whip into GI. I don't know so much. 1 bar to 2. Yoki still has some work to do, though.
Okay, 2A just to get things started and gets a hell sweep, so he's got some momentum now, but Word takes it right back, but Yoki, a little bit back and forth, but Yoki's momentum this time, maybe ring out pressure here.
Oh no! Oh. Lightning does not strike twice. 4-4-A, still legit.
Online is still online. 4-4-A for the win, tying up the rounds. Game 1. Ugh, where are we?
Now, Omega, have you played on Parsec before?
I have. I tried once with Decree and once with John Woes. I was the host for both times, so it felt pretty good for me. Decree said that, it feels great for him. John said it just feels like online, like just normal, but maybe we can try him being the host next time. But as we say that, Yoki takes game 1 in a pretty quick fashion in that final round there.
Yeah, the reason why I bring it up is because I really feel like it's not necessarily like Parsec is going to be like offline. It'll just be offline in the sense of it'll be consistent.
Consistent 2-frame input delay. So if you're fine with that,
I mean, the number of frames is dependent on the latency, but it should be consistent.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is that you're not going to be dealing with a fluctuation mid-match, which is really the thing that can kill a lot of momentum.
Absolutely. It's good to have it predictable. Like,
thank you, Angel Step, for the $20 donation, by the way.
Like,
Yoki's slowly but surely tightening her grip on this match.
Yeah, we're having a good
cannot
start,
get off the ground. Well, I feel like Yoki's getting warmed up / comfortable enough to make reads like this, which are a pretty big deal, and we're just having a real tough time getting off of the ground.
Oh my god! Get baited, son!
Yeah, you can't... I mean, you can take bets like that if you really want to, but it kind of adds to a certain level of desperation to go for an RI in that situation.
Yeah, desperation indeed. Like, if you have, like... So, that was a really bad situation for Word. He had life deficit in his back against the edge. So, yes, you do have to make a read or, like, take a risk when you're at that much disadvantage, but maybe that was too much in that situation, but that's the kind of bet he wanted to take there.
I'm really surprised that tip 1K range from Mina was still in range for Ivy to go for the command grab. Doesn't look like this is probably just going to give him a really good Oki situation as opposed to killing outright.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a pixel, but Oki situation.
Oh, SE. I never say the classic, I just say SE4.
Yeah. It's like, you get excited about the whiff first hit, but then you kind of forget about the second hit, and then you eat it. Yeah,
the third hit on the 6SP plus K doesn't end up catching, so we could have gotten a whiff punish, but ends up getting a relatively solid grab instead.
Over to GI, just goes for a run grab, tried to bait some kind of re-GI. Still gets a little bit of damage of it, and gets even more damage from this lethal hit.
Yeah, Yoki getting a little bit desperate now, throwing out significantly more GIs and unsafe moves. Probably best to try and calm it down, seeing as how she was being successful in the first place. I also really don't like the soul charge, frankly, because you're at such a low amount of life. Now, you could make a huge comeback here. Still a little bit, and I think that's it. No, it's not.
We're hit!
I thought it was the ring out, but I guess it wasn't. Oh, catches the jump. No, Yoki, why?
Oh, get that bar
freaking out here.
Dude, that was yeah, that was like big comeback potential there. But luckily she gets that bar back. She gets to try again. But man, that's gotta be.
Yeah, it's 1 bar to 1 bar, arguably 2 bars potentially for Yoki. If I was Yoki, I would be trying to spend the first bar like right away.
Absolutely.
Ooh, okay.
Like you saw the amount of work she was able to get just from 1 soul charge from that last round. So just pop it right away. Just close out this round right now. Don't give him a chance to even come back.
No!
Oh my god!
Super delayed. That was supposed to be a combo. Goes for an RE against Mina at tip range. That's not going to work.
Oh.
But a GI is going to potentially even it up. No, it's not going to kill, but again, it's going to put Word in a very advantageous position here.
Yeah, where are we going? Low, mid, or command throw?
I'm going to say mid.
I'm going to say command throw. No, it's low. We're both wrong.
Yeah, but your wrong was better because you would have probably ducked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Alright, that's 1-1. Unfortunately, Yoki kind of threw that one away. Got a little bit too impatient in the last 2 rounds, and I think it really cost her the entire set.
Yeah, and I think that impatience that we saw from Yoki stems from just like either missing opportunities for damage or just a mistake in general. So even after mistake, whatever happens, like you have to kind of like, you know, find some time, just like calm down and just take a breather and just convince yourself that you can come back without making big risks. I guess it looked like she was trying to compensate for the fact that she made mistakes, trying to make a big risk to make up the fact that, you know, she missed out on damage or like made a mistake. But you know, there comes a time in a Soul Calibur match where you just have to like take a step back and just say, okay, that was a mistake, but let's move on.
Especially a character like this that can compete at the similar ranges that Ivy wants to compete in and still do relatively well. It really seems like she doesn't freak out when the situation is like full stream. That tends to be like where she seems to be most comfortable. But the second that it actually gets in, despite the fact that it's Ivy up close pressure, which isn't exactly the most intimidating thing, she seems to really get like freaked out. And that is not good.
No, too far.
But could have rolled forward. See, like situations like this is when Yoki is really kind of falling apart, where she doesn't really need to.
Yeah, it could be just the fear of dealing with the command grabs.
Yeah, I suppose so. She hasn't really had any success with breaking any of them.
Wait, here's
this
this
a pretty heavy lethal hit. That didn't even look like a combo, and I don't know so much about trying to wake up in GI if that's what he tried to do. Looked like that's what he tried to do there.
I think you're on the money, Jay, where you're like, she is showing like a lot of comfort at that long range. Like close range is like where the scrappiness kind of happens, and we start seeing a lot of counter hits and maybe some panic moves.
Yeah, see, a lot of GIs, a lot of like duck into moves, just kind of not even confirming anything, just kind of hoping that it works out, when she doesn't really need to take those kinds of risks. Like, arguably, she has to take those kinds of risks now because she's at such a huge life deficit. Oh man, tried to get that GI and unfortunately doesn't get rewarded for it, but ends up getting the round anyway.
Dude, honestly, like, I think I would just go for like Soul Charge right now.
There's so many 6A lethal hits in this set. I think it was like the 4th or 5th one.
Or maybe she can save that meter on just maybe a CE closeout, but just like every time, it feels like every time Yoki pops meter, like she just gets so much return on investment, like every time.
Still what I think to be the strongest Soul Charge in the game.
Wait, it's not going to be in range? Great. 3 mix-up? Oh no. That's a little too early. Still had to deal with the Soul Charge and vulnerability frame, so closes it out with a throw. Yoki takes it over Word.
Yeah, doing that super duper like stuttering kind of stuff at the very end there. Ends up taking like Kazui plays red.
I feel like Thermidor's 1P, yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't want to come.
If I'm dead wrong, I will be able to tell based on their styles. I'm gonna say within the first 2 rounds.
You know what? I'm gonna hold you to that because neither of them responded to me. I am going to assign from. So here's why it's a beta test. We're gonna and in the future I'm going to assign sides.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. There is one move in particular that if one of the nightmares does it, I will immediately know that that is Thermidor.
The drop kick?
Yes, of course. Alright, I don't get the. I still am holding towards Kazui's red nightmare. Tons of guard damage going everywhere. We're gonna see so many soul charges and so many guard breaks in this set, probably.
Huh, that's a odd usage of KB, which makes me believe that it is Thermidor.
That the red one is Thermidor?
The blue one.
Yeah,
Still hard to tell.
I still have one round based on what I said before. We've got both yellow guard gauges. Red Nightmare ended up spending the bar in order to lose that round. So unfortunately, he's in kind of a bad way, down in terms of basically. So he ends up spending the resource of the guard break, gets his terror charge and a nice little bit of damage. Oh, I don't know so much about that.
I don't know what the Rising B is on block. I know I can punish with a 12 frame, but I don't know if it's 12 or 14.
I think it's just 12.
12,
I might be
okay.
wrong about that.
So this move is like the best move for the mirror, huh?
Blue Nightmare at full bar should probably try and find a place to actually use some.
Okay. It's not over yet for Red Nightmare.
Wow, just
Oh my
3-8
God!
into nothing. Now you're gonna spend bar? Okay, there's no way that was Thermidor. Thermidor wouldn't use that move. I feel confident in saying that the names are already correct.
Okay, cool. We did it. Good sleeping.
Well, we haven't been. It hasn't been confirmed, so I guess we'll find out later.
It really just comes down to like the first drop kick, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, doesn't go for the whip
Wow.
punish there. Was probably
The
afraid
old
of
1A
solo.
whiff into let's stare at each other for a while.
Ooh,
Kazui, who had a guard break earlier on in the set, already has Thermidor in the yellow at this point. Thermidor really playing a starvation game when it comes to the resources. This is the first time that he spent his soul charge, and this is also the first time that he spent his guard break. And you know what? I'm gonna say that he got both of those things later, but also in a significantly more successful fashion.
Yeah, that was a great way to get that checkmate situation. Just put him up in a situation where it's like, okay, your guard's gonna break or you're just gonna die.
Yeah,
So,
he leaned on everything all at the same time, which I appreciate. He leaned on like, all right, you feel like you need to mash because, or else you're gonna get guard broken, but also you can't mash because it's Nightmare in Terror Charge / Soul Charge. That's gonna not be a ring out. I'm pretty
God.
sure it would have been if he'd done the B.
Okay, that's
Nice
great punish from Thermidor.
punish.
Perfect
Perfect
and
punish.
everything. And getting the ring out? Let's go.
Yeah. Ooh, both players not really respecting each other's wake up, which is weird because they're playing the same character. They should probably know.
They just kind of like... Oh my god!
I'm still holding that Thermidor is player 1.
No, I
Thermidor's
think...
the kind of person who would not want to actually try and not get a ring out whenever he can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be him. Always looking for those ring out situations and, you know, just like shooting for them and executing well when he needs to.
Armor's the drill. I didn't actually know that was possible. Just randomly throws out the 6K in there, gets punished about as hard as possible.
Oh, catches the sidestep, doesn't get max damage, just gets a little bit, but Kazui has a chance to make a comeback here with the soul charge. Good AGA, but Thermidor just shifts the momentum a little bit with his own soul charge.
I figured
Tense
as much
situation.
to try to do that. It's a pretty okay. I was gonna say it looks like a pretty steep life deficit, but it's really not much for Nightmare regularly, let alone Nightmare in Soul Charge. So I still believe that it was a good idea to use meter there, despite the fact that most characters I would suggest against it. Whoa! I could not understand. That was just a mashing ball of Nightmare right there. Astral Chaos.
I just saw, yeah, Astral Chaos, I just saw a big explosion, and then both Nightmares like switch sides, but then like the one Nightmare who had the aggression is suddenly like getting comboed.
But see, this is kind of the same thing that we saw in the first game. Very shades of Rakudo in the sense of Thermidor was able to edge out a situation.
Oh god.
But still, Thermidor was able to edge out a situation where he had all the resources at his disposal for the last round. It's something that we see Rakudo do a lot in these online tournaments as well. So now he's going to be able to do a soul charge if he needs it. Plus, he's got the guard break. It's going to be tough for Kazui to get out of this.
Yeah, Kazui can only hope for like a throw
Wow,
or just like
forward grab. The back grab would have run about. Why would you do that?
the reverse mix-ups. The Yomi is real, but Thermidor comes out on top anyway in the mirror match. Thermidor over Kazui.
Presumably. History will decide.
I really hope we were right about who is on which side.
I feel pretty
And
confident.
he goes busts out with the Setsuka. I did see his string, and his Setsuka is pretty damn good. So it's
I
definitely
mean, it's
not.
basically all he's been doing since the character came out. He'll just stay in training mode and actually practice just frames because for one reason or another, that's actually something he enjoys doing.
Yeah, his execution even on Siegfried is like just really good, and that
Oh,
training
Groh!
on the EGA.
Boo!
You know, it always feels bad when we're hyping up a character for one player and they go with another character. So
I mean, I enjoy watching Groh. I can't say. I mean, I'm a big fan of Groh. Groh was my first main when the game first came out, / right before it came out. Character has, in my opinion, this is his best iteration. It actually fixed some of the whole. Despite the fact that he's been buffed over and over again, he's always been at like. As like one of the worst characters in my opinion, except for now. I guess the idea is that he just means to overwhelm Hilde, rather than actually trying to deal with Hilde doing silliness.
Yeah, Linkorz is not going to give Appleboom a chance to like back up. He's not going to give him a chance to, you know, take advantage of the strong tools that Hilde has at range, particularly.
Yeah, I guess I can't really say for sure what the buffs were to Hilde, but I know that there have been a handful of people that have said that she got overwhelmingly stronger in this iteration. But I knew so little about Hilde in the first place that I really couldn't tell you either way.
You know what? Yeah, I feel the same way. I know that like Hilde is basically across the board from the community is like held as like one of the winners of this patch, but that is a lot of damage coming from Appleboom and maybe ring out pressure. But we're just gonna back up because doesn't want to take any randomness when in terms of rings out. Appleboom wants to stay in control, keep this life lead, and maybe
I wonder if
that around.
Linkorz loses, it'll probably go to Setsuka. That's gonna still be. I'm gonna maintain that as my guess.
Oh my
so
God,
even if Link loses this Ari, I'm pretty sure he's really happy to have a bar again.
Okay, great. Appleboom.
I'd be willing to bet he still considers that to be a bit of a win because one, he increased the guard damage that Appleboom had, and also bar. And Gross Soul Charge is for sure no joke.
Oh yeah, it's practically an I win button if you're not careful.
The
my
classic
God.
on that lethal hit combo, which is what you do. You do Soul Charge 6A to whiff into something else.
Yeah, was it that Linkorz didn't expect that to break?
Yeah, that's basically. Oh no! All right, you know what, Link? This is kind of on you. You're not respecting her ability to reverse ring you out, bro. You gotta, you know. I understand that you're more excited about Parsec than you were on like traditional tournaments, but that doesn't mean that you can just ignore stuff that irritates you.
Hope he gives you a hard time about that. But yes, getting the reverse ring out, that is on Linkorz. Appleboom 1 round away. Linkorz trying to steal his turn. Appleboom says not today, but Linkorz gets some momentum back anyway with a soul charge. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Wake up soul attack. Alright, Appleboom ends up taking the first game. It really seemed like she just effectively allowed Link to kind of tire himself out. I'm gonna bet on Setsuka, unless he wants to be super boring and go with Siegfried. Please don't do that.
It is gonna be a different kind of playstyle as opposed to.
No, don't. No.
Yeah. Why? But yeah, you know, the Siegfried play is pretty good. He wants to just kind of shake up the dynamics of the match a little bit. So first he tried to just, okay, I'm just gonna overwhelm him with like, you know, super offense and aggression, and now he's just gonna apparently do the same thing on Siegfried.
Yeah, going with chances and everything. I have to admit that my enthusiasm for the match has decreased to such a degree at this point that it's going to be tough to keep up the same energy. I didn't know if that reverse rung out or not. But I guess, you know, Link won't have to worry about low damage with this character with virtually any kind of guess correct. Doesn't end up getting his combo, burns the bubble. Oh, he does! Ooh. I guess he kind of assumed that Hilde had the Regalia, but without it, the Hell Sweep, I think, is still crazy punishable on whiff and doesn't have any additional follow-ups.
Okay, goes for the wake up. Ooh.
That was very weird.
Yeah, I suppose Linkorz was looking for a 2A in that situation. Tries to jump over it.
Appleboom trolling for the reverse ring out. Link trying to do an AGA, gets a reversal edge instead. He has potential ring out pressure here. Now he kind of doesn't.
Alright, Apple Boom staying calm on defense.
Mono guard breaks here. Oh, that's not what you wanted. It worked out anyway! I guess Link tried to do a reversal edge. I think what Apple Boom thought was that she had gotten the counter hit so that the CE was going to kill. And then, I don't know what happened with Link. He kind of spazzed out, but something happened.
Yeah, I think the CE just caught him like right before the actual like activation frames for the absorption of the reversal edge.
Now,
But-
I do have to say, I'm not 100% sure on this, but because Apple Boom ended the last round with a CE, I believe she does have an additional lethal hit available to her. I might be wrong about that, because I apologize to Hill players. All two of you. Oh, wow.
Okay, Linkorz delaying his offense a little bit, but getting some damage. Apple Boom has his own hell sweep.
Yeah, he'll definitely much higher on the mix-up department. That's going to give him his second round, along with getting him ever so much closer to getting his Double Dark Legacy round. Puts him at, okay, puts him at 6.
Double Dark Legacy is something
Yeah,
that...
DDL. But he doesn't have any bar. So Apple Boom presumably has a relatively... I wonder if Link is going to try to win this round and or try to get Double Dark Legacy plus ratchet up guard damage in this round as opposed to trying to win it. Rolls forward into Wall Rising AA from 6. Okie dokie. Artichoke.
Oh my god, that tech crotch is working out so well for Apple Boom, but what happened there? I thought that was gonna combo.
It's the same thing. It was gonna combo if it was counter hit, but it wasn't.
Oh.
So I think we're talking about double misconfirms from Apple Boom. So unfortunately, it's gonna put it to 1-on-1. I doubt that we're gonna see a character change here. I actually kind of feel like I wish that Apple Boom had gone for a stage select to potentially get a better ring out stage. I guess you could have gotten a lot worse stages, so just decided to go with something neutral.
Yeah, she decides to just go for something, or just, you know, keep the same stages and keep going.
Both players now playing significantly safer. I was gonna say significantly safer than they were before, but hey.
Yeah, then we started seeing counter hits.
Apple Boom having a tough time understanding when to block or get rid of this Siegfried stance pressure.
Yeah, the hell sweep is really working out for Apple Boom. I love the charge 5A. She's been tech crouching a lot of stuff that Linkorz is throwing at her. But I suppose it's just a matter of just like the timings for them.
Yeah, a lot of this is just heavily based on timing kind of stuff. Both of them have very similar ranges, and it's just a matter of the fact that I would say that Siegfried wins out overall in the damage out aspect, but I would say that Hilde normally would win out in the mix-up aspect of it. But the problem is that because Apple Boom isn't all that comfortable dealing with Siegfried's stance mix-ups, Siegfried is winning out in the damage and the mix-ups, which I think is the deciding factor so far.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
so
block.
Oh, okay. I think that's going to be a guaranteed hit. So
Yeah,
ends up finishing it with a CE. So again, I believe she has an additional lethal hit at her disposal now.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that could have been a Ballerina twirled, but I guess that...
No, not since it got nerfed. It won't work the same way. Now you get a true blue -16 punish every time.
Did you get... Was it this patch?
That was 2 patches ago, I think.
Okay.
It wasn't new when Setsuka came out. It might have been new when Haomer came out. Oh, there's that lethal hit I was talking about.
Dude, Hilde's got like tech crouches everywhere.
Yeah, very safe Horis as well. You're not seeing it all that much. I think that's going to be too late. Yeah, but it is safe.
Yeah.
Really stupid. Gonna use your meter, right, Apple Boom? And then we're gonna use our meter?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna...
I do it. We gotta do it.
Now we're gonna use it. And then we decided to lose the round instead. So, great. Really feel like... I don't know.
Yeah,
I really
mean,
feel like meter usage would have been the best way to go there.
There's arguably some benefit for holding on meter. However, when you're getting like pressured and you just need some breathing room, get your opponent off you, that is one of the prime moments to do a soul charge. So it could be a miscalculation on Apple Boom's part, but this is a good start for the round for her.
Ooh. Okay, I guess her soul attack is like pretty safe. I guess a good punish on the vertical there.
Linkorz caught Apple Boom overstanding a little bit.
Oh man, got the GI on the 3rd hit. Apple Boom's soul charge has gone out, but she does have the Spear Regalia. Unfortunately, I don't really remember what that does. I believe that's the one that allows her Hell Sweep to be a lot better. Is that game? No, it's not.
Oh my god! big whiff, but oh, he's
Yeah,
going
make
for
no
the grab.
mistake,
He's going
Dark
for the
Legacy Siegfried can basically kill in one hit here.
He went for the double low grabs because he noticed that Apple Boom. Linkorz noticed that Apple Boom was teching after the flapjack, so he wanted to close out with a flapjack into CE. But I think Apple Boom was on top of that because Apple Boom teched, and when you tech, that means you eat CE. So Linkorz was going for that. But he's
Whether
breaking every single one of them.
Yeah, whether intentional or not, Apple Boom's ability to use the Hell Sweep to beat the Dark Legacy to come down to the last round was really cool. The unfortunate thing is that he is dealing with Link has a very heavy meter advantage at this point.
There it is!
Yeah, there was tech. So Apple Boom. Yeah, unfortunately you do have to stay grounded there. It's just going to hit you once and it's not going to go into the cinematic. So, you know, unfortunate. Still very good showing by both.
Absolutely. Went down to the last round. Good plays on both sides, but Linkorz just very, very strong round at the last moment just to close it out.
Incendiate was talking to me earlier that he's effectively dropping Zhanghua, at least until offline is a thing again, because playing short-range characters in a scenario where you can't necessarily rely upon run-up and block as often is quite frustrating to him. So he decided to go for a longer-range character. Is that going to change when Parsec becomes something more typical? History will decide.
Hi, I'm Omega XCN and I play Taki. Taki is close range, so...
I mean, I know the pain too.
Oh god, he too, yes.
Yeah. It's a little bit easier, but yeah. Oh, got that lethal hit. Nice punish. Gotta be worried about that though.
Ooh,
except you don't, because you're gonna get a ring of your own. Except you're not, you're gonna get a wall combo instead.
Ooh, awkward corner situation, but firmly in the advantage of MFCoffee. That's 2 rounds.
Yeah, kind of overwhelming Incendiate. We haven't really seen Incendiate being able to play Soul Calibur yet.
Thanks so much for subscribing.
Having a tough time. Maybe it's just you know, Ivy is a little bit rusty. He gets the ring out here, presumably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, just warming up.
Well, you got 2 rounds to figure out how to win the next 3, right?
Yep. We're gonna stay patient, stay a little bit more defensive. I like it, but we're just gonna go Soul Charge, so...
Man, MFCoffee being super sticky right now, probably annoying the hell out of Incendiate. It's just MFCoffee actually able to use success in running up and blocking. I don't know how.
Oh, thank you to Bala Laveros for getting us to $100. And he says Nightmare and Hard Marrow. Donate 50 cents saying shots to Linkorz.
Ew. Well, I appreciate the 50 cents. I don't necessarily appreciate the sentiment, though.
He did 150. He actually did the esports survey. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, what happened? I feel like that wasn't supposed to happen where they go back to the menu.
You just have to like the post like the trauma of online disconnects just now.
Please tell me they didn't just switch sides. Okay, good. They didn't.
Fun fact about the sides, in Soul Calibur 3, there are some situations where Ivy did more damage on player 2 side than player 1 side. And
hey, do you remember that one input that Ivy had in Soul Calibur 4 where her character model in the game literally teleported forward?
Oh, it's I think it was K2, the stomp.
Yeah. It was like a mid kick kind of thing, I think. It was like part of a string, and in between the first and second hit, she would literally jump forward, just totally unnaturally, 2 to 3 character lengths. It was very weird. But it ends up getting the exact same stage. I wonder if that was... Did they pick random stage or not? I missed that.
I wouldn't put it past them to just keep the same stage.
I mean, it's about as default as you could possibly want, right? Ugh, man, Incendiate is just not having a day right now dealing with Maxi. Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
Not feeling comfortable at all.
Yeah, just not being able to... Yeah, like you said, MFCoffee just extra sticky. Incendiate, despite all the zoning tools, just staying patient, but not exactly trying to rush MFCoffee off, just kind of like pushing him back. He gets situations where he can get like wall combos and ring out, so there's like some bright spots for Incendiate.
Have you ever had a tournament match where it's like, if you take a look at your options and your opponent's options on paper, everything makes sense? Like, it's not like you were going out of your way to do bad stuff, but what your opponent's natural instinct was in that situation was to do exactly what would destroy your option. I feel like that's what's going on with Incendiate right now.
Yeah, what you described is just like me all the time, but
Hey. Hey. Incendiate getting his first round, I think? 6B into command grab.
he got rid of last game. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Alright, trying to traverse the obstacle course that is Maxi flinging his weapon around.
okay, there we go.
Alright, getting a little bit more comfortable using movement to try and get away in a more subtle way. But then this happens. Yeah, you kind of have to respect that 1B on block. But then at that point, I believe his pressure is effectively over. I might be wrong about that. Ends up getting the back grab. Perhaps Incendiate has completely run out of time in order to try and figure out the options that MFCoffee is going for at the moment.
I just mentioned the inefficient meter usage in that last round for Incendiate, or the lack thereof, so that could be a testament of maybe his frustration in the matchup right now.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh my God,
Ends up stealing the
meter?
bar, too, yeah. Oh. Jordan's just not having a day right now.
Yeah, everything is just going like perfectly for MFCoffee right now.
Even if Incendiate ends up winning this round, he had to spend everything in order to get there. So MFCoffee, who's still in this round, is still going to be really heavily ahead, assuming it goes to the last round.
Oh my god.
Okay. I wonder if Incendiate's going to try and challenge with things a little bit more often to try and punish this run-up and block kind of stuff. I guess that's what those lows are for. Ooh, goes for a grab instead of going for the punish. I actually really like that.
Yeah, definitely had the range for it. There's no way MFCoffee could avoid it, so
No.
he just had that hope for a throw break there, and it just didn't happen. So that was a good decision from Incendiate, and does it again.
Okay, this is what Incendiate has decided to do. Oh, am I having a tough time guessing correctly? Well, I also happen to be the best grappler in the game, so meh.
We're so ready to write up Incendiate, and just like that, he's able to. Oh my god!
No, is that going to be game? Probably.
He's got guts.
Yeah, that's a lot in the blue health though, so I don't know. Okay.
Run up, mix it up. We're gonna go.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
What the? Oh my god, so much spaghetti. Both players had somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 different ways of winning that game, and they all decided against it. Oh, what? No hitboxes on Ivy. They really need to buff that move so that it can hit the opponent.
There was so much to unpack there, but this is the Parsec tournament, so this is practically offline, so we're just gonna go right into this game 3.
Ooh, ends up getting caught by
logic.
the second B, the only buff that I'm aware of that Ivy got in this patch.
Ooh, got clipped.
Alright,
Oh my
well, it really seems like Incendiate is having significantly more success trying to... He's not necessarily keeping out in the most traditional sense, but he's peppering with things like 2K and smaller buttons more often, as opposed to going for something more committal to try and keep MFCoffee away, and which is something that I like.
Yeah, he's just kind of going
Oh,
for like...
no!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know.
Drop combos.
I apologize for interrupting, it was like I saw a ghost.
No, right, he's just like trying to like check MFCoffee, not so much like keep out, but like, you know, pepper him like small pokes, and then just creates opportunities for Incendiate later on where he can get bigger sources of damage. But MFCoffee gets the counter hit into the mix up into the 4-4B.
Yeah, he keeps disrespecting that move on Wake Up, and it's absolutely killing him. I gotta say, both players are playing super skittish right now. People are dropping inputs left and right, getting into scrambles that they're not necessarily comfortable with. Whomever is able to calm down first, I think, is definitely going to be the person who wins. And it looks right now like it's going to be MFCoffee.
Yeah, at the same time, you definitely gotta commend Incendiate for just kind of like flipping the switch and just like, you know, now is looking like competitive in this match, because we're ready to write him off like right into like the round that MFCoffee was supposed to win. And Incendiate, you know, put on the surcharge. Now he's challenging more MFCoffee in the mid range. Like Incendiate is just looking so much better than he did game 1.
I mean, it's definitely a testament to the fact that he is a relatively well-experienced, of course, a relatively well-experienced tournament player at this point. So it's something that you tend to see from people who are a little bit more veteran-ish to the game. It feels a little bit weird calling Incendiate a veteran, especially when I'm me and you're you, but it's still something that you can say in comparison to somebody like MFCoffee.
Yeah, these young bucks, man. Oh my god.
It is important to note that if MFCoffee is having a tough time breaking those, frankly speaking, you don't even really get that much if you break that command grab. So Maxi could definitely make a better use of trying to out-tech crouch it, very similar to what I tend to do about that command grab. Yeah, he's dead. So it's going to be 2 and 2, both with a full bar for the very last round. MFCoffee had a little bit of guard damage, I think, but I doubt it's going to matter.
I did not want that.
Oh my god.
Execution error from MFCoffee, but
Yeah.
Incendiate getting as much as he can from that mistake again.
Oh my god, Shades of Defend the North. What a rude, mean person. Just so toxic. But again, I think it is important to note that, like, I think a lot of people would say, like, MFCoffee was probably really frustrated with the fact that he wasn't being able to break those grabs. And that kind of thing does happen, and I understand that it's very frustrating, but at the same time, if that ends up being the case, it's really best to try and lean more towards tech crouches. I mean, Maxi has 6A plus B. It's not like he's devoid of having the ability to do that, and you don't really get anything from breaking that command grab anyway. So just going for more committal ducks and tech crouches would probably be better.
Yeah, and so like if you're not able to break the command grab like the first, second, third time,
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Yeah.
it's like tunneling on that being the only option. I don't know. It probably has to come to a point. It's almost like Taki. Like when your A6 just strings are just not coming out, then you either just do AA or it's like raw, raw A6. Taki example for the 2 people that play Taki. But the point is just like
yes, it would be Enders here.
yeah. But if like Yoki could just like manage her like nerves, like and her emotions, like I think she's just like a terrifying player to like go up against. So it's a matter of who can manage their panic positions better. Sorry, someone talking?
Who, me?
Oh, Steven, I think you're muted if you're trying to talk.
Are you trying to say something or?
No, I was muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was just a little bit of mic bleed. Don't worry about it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Omega's hearing things in his own head.
Yeah. I just saw Arturo's like thing just like popping up and stuff. So.
No, it's good.
That's the game.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So here we go. First to do between EndersJ and Yoki, both regulars for NLBC offline and online.
Oh, immediately going off the wall. Definitely something that a lot of server players have been using significantly more often, but Enders has kind of been shying away from that option. I'm not entirely sure why. But Yoki ends up getting the first round in pretty easy conditions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, just a little bit of a connection issue here, but
Yeah.
I'm back.
What was that? Is that you or is that on Art's side?
Oh no, that had to be me. Yeah, internet issues all day, but Yoki, 2 strong rounds so far.
Yeah, I'm seeing frame rate drops on the Discord feed. That is Art.
Yeah, I'm kind of having a tough time seeing what's
Seeing drops. Should
Yeah, it's
I DC reconnect real quick?
yeah. Try that.
All right. All right, we're back. I don't know
That
if
was
they
good.
clipped.
Well, Yoki ended up taking that first game in pretty swift fashion. Oh, it looks fine now to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, looks great.
Discord.
Yeah, sometimes like Discord servers just take a shit.
Oh, okay, it was
Yeah,
Discord.
it's not
It was
even.
definitely the. I actually loaded up the Twitch feed just to check, but it was the Discord feed.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
It looked like the Discord feed.
yeah, because I have
No,
internet
it's not
trouble. Like my stream would start fucking up, but it's not.
All good. What I managed to at least like recognize is just like I saw from Yoki a lot of hell sweeps, a lot of counter hits, and a lot of Oki, which I guess
Yoki
it
from
was...
Yoki.
No way.
No way. Yeah, Ender's having a tough time trying to figure out exactly when he can actually press buttons. I would imagine, just based on the now 1 week old survey that I have, is like this can be kind of difficult in the sense of pretty much everything that Cervantes has when you hit is built to push you back, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Mina wants as well. So it's kind of like Cervantes has to continuously get himself back in each time that he hits Mina. Now, there's probably more to it, significantly more layers that are going on. Those are just the ones that I would have used.
No, I think you're pretty much on the money for that one. And EndersJ has to force himself to get close, but even if Enders manages to get close, you know, whatever hit happens, it's going to be a pushback for EndersJ, which is more to his disadvantage than it is Yoki's.
Ooh, ends up guessing wrong on that too. Ends up getting hit by the low, so he's having a real tough time. Something that I think is very underrated that doesn't get enough talk is the fact that Mina's ability to do Oki pressure is probably the strongest in the cast, which is something that you would not expect from a character that is this long range and does this amount of damage. So it's a little bit surprising that they gave her those kinds of tools, but nonetheless, it's definitely something that you have to worry about all the time.
Oh, reads. Oh god. Okay.
Oh, is that out? Yeah, it is. Wow. Ender's pulling it back, scrimping and scrapping his way through.
Oh, that's a great bait from EndersJ and with punish IGDR. Oh, and there's
as
the
we talked about
frustration.
before, Mina is Yoki's definitely the kind of person who can succumb to overextending to the point of being too aggressive that allows their opponent to kind of figure out when to press buttons and allow Yoki to kind of kill herself. And I feel like that's a bit of what we're seeing for now.
Yeah, extremely late soul charge, but that's a level 3 GI. This could be it, but no, that is EndersJ's game 2. We're going to game 3. Once again, Jay, I think you're on the money for that one. Like the late soul charge is, you know, another indicator that like she could be succumbing to some pressure here, among other things. But I gotta also commend EndersJ, like good reads, you know, just doing like the raw KA to deal with the Yoki 2A. That's been pretty good tool for Yoki to like rely on. But you know, there is counterplay to it, and EndersJ is showing us that, you know, he is capable
Yeah,
of
come to
getting
think
around.
of it, something that I'm seeing a lot. Oh man, Yoki just getting hit randomly from some of this stuff, and you know, Furby only has to hit you a handful of times per round in order to win. But something that I'm noticing is that the overall zoning aspect of Mina could probably also be relatively effective against Cervantes, seeing as how Furby isn't exactly known for fantastic tech crush, at least not as far as I know. Things like 6A could be significantly more effective. Now, that being said, it seems that once Yoki activated Soul Charge, Enders was actually the person who got more damage on Yoki than the other way around. So, oh no. Alright, Enders pulling this back pretty quickly and convincingly.
Yeah, in that round, like Yoki felt like he was trying to switch it up and just being like a lot more aggressive, but EndersJ was able to just kind of like outperform Yoki in that aspect in terms of damage.
It all depends on the spacing when it comes to that. There are plenty of situations where Yoki could potentially be the aggressor versus Cervantes, but at a particular mid-range, I feel like it's going to be very difficult for Mina to compete with Cervantes, seeing as how that's kind of Survey's bailiwick, so to speak.
Great.
I like that duck on the 2-2A.
Like safe, good damage mid-range tools at the mid-range on the side of Cervantes, while Seong Mina at the mid-range when she can't get that tip range can be kind of risky when she's trying to, you know, play that footsie game at the mid-range. She needs to be a little bit further back so she can take advantage of like all the pushback tools that Seong Mina gives her.
Oh man, was correct about the 60 feet, but not correct about the range.
Oh my
Ends up getting hit with the low, so Enders takes it back pretty quickly. I really feel like that match went really quickly. Like the whole set.
Yeah, even Yoki's game 1 win was pretty quick.
Yeah.
but good on EndersJ to make the quick adjustments on his part.
Alrighty, guys.
All right. Next up is going to be Feremuntrus and Thermidor. While I'm getting them in, Art, go for it.
Yeah, I definitely will go for it.
Like, I'm having a tough time remembering Thermidor in online tournaments. I feel like
Yeah,
kind
like
of
he only enters
strayed
like
away.
once every 3 or 4 NLBCs.
Yeah,
I may keep it track.
he's a big fan of entering tournaments at the same rate as like the lunar cycle.
What?
The Thermidor is a lot like the moon. Like he kind of like only really pops out once it's like the full moon. He also controls the tide.
And the moon also goes, hey guys, in Thermidor.
I don't even know if Thermidor says, "Hey guys, I'm Thermidor."
Well, the moon tells me that, so...
Oh, you know what? When you're right, you're right.
No, yeah, okay, thank you.
Oh, we got the exact same stage. I believe the names need to be switched.
Oh,
Yep.
my apologies. Yeah, of course.
Something.
But yeah, Zas versus Nightmare, both very high damaging characters.
Discord's active.
One more so on the guard damage as well.
Yeah. All right. The Discord feed is still doing.
Grabbing again? Okay.
Yeah.
Stop, start. Be back.
Discord servers.
Yeah, Discord servers. Alright, we're back. Let me know.
Okay,
This looks pretty good.
so far so good. Okay.
Maybe.
Nah, unfortunately, it's pretty slideshowy for me.
We'll try again.
Is there something that I can do?
No, this is on the. I mean, it looks good now.
Ooh, cancels the soul tech into the time stop.
Ooh, goes for the RI.
Ooh, double
Gets the
RI.
re-RI into a third RI, but the third RI doesn't work out.
Always it's like CGI wars, especially when both players are bidding meter on it.
RI Wars, yeah. Feremuntrus ended up spending literally all of his resources on that round that he ended up losing. Meanwhile, Thermidor sitting there like, hey man, I'm Nightmare. I've got meter to spare.
Yeah, lost a round and lost a ton of meter. Not looking great for Feremuntrus, but
Thermidor did 2 RIs and then started the round with almost full bar. Oh, Nightmare. You are the silly. I don't know if he's gonna get a wall combo here. Yeah, he's not. Oh, tried to go for a reversal edge. Definitely not advisable against somebody in Soul Charge.
Also, like, RIs during a GI war might be the best thing, just because, like, even if it's just like a re-GI, it's just like, I don't know, it's too easy to beat the RI, I think.
I could understand it from when Feremuntrus initially did it, because he was trying to beat out a fully charged reversal edge where he didn't really have any other options. I wasn't entirely... Oh, wow. Fantastic whip punish there.
So
to,
the second one was questionable.
Yeah, second and third. But now we've got 2 bars to 2 bars. I would argue that makes Zos scarier than Nightmare. But,
Yeah, thank you to Space Jaw donating $20 with that $22.
Space Jaw!
Awesome.
Yeah, $20. Thank you.
Just make sure that that's real money and not space dollars. Oh, tried to go for the additional heavy lethal hit damage. Oh, wow. Ruben, not respecting the frame situation at all, just decides to swing his big sword in front of Zos's face.
As if to remind everyone that he is Ruben. Oh my God!
Yeah, that CE not really all that great when you don't have any curses. Ends up grabbing him pretty late out of the gate. I thought for sure once I saw movement from Thermidor that he was going to get chewed up, but kudos to him.
Yeah, and he must have recognized that there was no curses, because I think if he did have curses, then that would have been auto GI. Is that correct?
I believe it would make it fast enough to deal with that grab. Now that being said, the idea that Thermidor planned that out, I wholeheartedly disagree with.
He just hard committed into stepping and throwing no matter what happens.
I think that is significantly more of Thermidor's speed than the other way around. Now that being said, that's not okay. It is gonna do it. Just do it. Zos already in yellow guard gauge. Nightmare already with 1 bar of meter almost. So not looking great.
Not looking great, and just building up all this meter, all this guard damage. Just like everything's working out for Thermidor. He's getting damage, getting meter, he's getting
Even
guard
getting
break.
aggressive against Zos when reverse ring out is a potentiality. Rough stuff for Feremuntrus. He needs to figure out. He needs to get warmed up really quickly right now.
Cool. That's punish from Thermidor.
Wow, Thermidor actually getting block punishes? What year is it?
Oh my god.
Oh, Feremuntrus just not able to stop the unbreakable train that is Thermidor's pressure. Has to soul charge just to keep up, and he is keeping up. He is keeping up in the damage and almost in the guard damage, but now it's going to be Ruben's turn.
Oh my god!
This is
That
so
is
scary.
linear, but like that drill was coming, so he didn't think
Oh,
he had-
nice tech crouch! It's going to give him the round. That's great. Still has work to do. Still has to worry about this this guard break that's basically inevitable at this point. Oh, nice sidestep.
Another one.
Thermidor definitely getting better at like figuring out when he's supposed to stop being crazy. and
Whoa,
try to
whoa,
limit it
whoa,
down.
whoa, whoa. Guys, stop. $100
Okay.
donation. God thank him. $100 donation. Graffiti
Great.
Souls. Thank you. $249. Continue. That's a big donation. Holy
Thank you
shit.
for the $100 donation. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Feremuntrus in soul charge. Oh, goes to the baseball slide. There's so
Right.
much disrespect going on.
Right after the curse, just again tries to fling the sword. I feel like Feremuntrus tried to do a thing in Soul Charge, and it didn't actually work out. And once again, Thermidor making sure that the guard crush that he spends the entire game building up is what's going to clinch it for him. And Thermidor taking it pretty convincingly. What was the name of that guy who?
So donated 100. So it was Graffiti Souls, $100,
Graffiti
and then
Souls.
Space Jaws donated $20 right before him. So
Space Jaws.
yeah. Yeah, once again, huge thanks to you guys for supporting, because without you guys in the stream, these crowdfunded pots would not exist. So seriously, big thanks to all you guys.
When you hear the phrase Space Jaws, do you think of like a shark in space, a la Sharknado kind of thing? Or do you think of like what you would see at like the dentist showing all the teeth, but it's just like a chatterbox kind of jawing at you, just constantly going open and shut, and it's like a whole bunch of them. Either
No.
way, it's terrifying and in space.
Definitely the shark in space is what I think of when I think of Space Jaw.
S.I.S.
Okay,
Space Jaw?
we're gonna go and do
Space Jaw.
winners semifinals now.
All right, cool.
Space Jaws.
He's a
While
bad
I'm
man.
setting that up, feel free to take it away. Space Jaws, I guess.
Space
Space
Jaws.
Jaw!
Ba-do-do-do, boop, boop. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-do-ba-do-do-do.
Oh yeah,
Space
if
Jaws.
you guys are enjoying our commentary, follow JJJ
I don't know,
right there.
I don't know why.
Follow JJJ right there.
Thank you.
And if you want to follow Kwang, you can follow him at Omega XCN. And of course,
I gotta change that profile pic.
blow up.
You
Of
gotta
course.
get WSOE to give you a caricature.
And of course, Ian be holding it down at Team DEUS Gaming.
Show my personal one. It's
Oh, okay. Sorry.
just because that way, see the team one. I really need to do a lot of revamp to make sure I'm using it properly. But
Yeah, personal one's
the
right
personal
here.
one, that's my main one. So
And you can
Saving Days, love all you people out there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna hear more information on parsing stuff.
Yeah. And you guys can see right there, Ian is pushing that NYCaliber Twitter hard. So you guys can actually support that through the Twitter quest right here on Matcherino. See right here, 20-cent donations to the prize pool via the Twitter quest. So make sure you guys all go to the Matcherino link and do that. Use the YouTube quest, Stride, Wicked Cuts Jerky, Carhartt. Click all the links, guys. Promo code SAVE NLBC86. If you're in North America, you can text Gamer3, guys, to 876-642. Not Gamer1, Gamer3. You'll donate $2 to the prize pool courtesy of Sonic. North America only. Who do we have up?
It's gonna be Linkorz and Incendiate. Linkorz is on the
Alright, cool.
One Piece side.
Can I be honest with you guys?
No.
I feel kind of bad for Graffiti Soul because he donated so much money.
He
But,
really
like,
did.
Space Jaws is such a good name, and it's difficult not to. Out of the two, I think that Space Jaws is a lot easier to make jokes. So I apologize, Graffiti Soul.
Graffiti Soul gives me at least like some kind of like Jet Set Radio kind of memory.
Yeah. A mix between Jet Set Radio and Soul Calibur.
Yeah, that's a collab that I hope it happens. So Okubo, hopefully.
Just like literally every other human being on the planet, we would like more Jet Set Radio stuff.
In Soul Calibur, yes, or just in general.
I'm
yeah.
fine with any Jet Set Radio stuff. More music that would have been used for another Jet Set Radio. The characters being somewhere.
Or, like-
Jets, radios.
Or
I'll take
Jet-
anything.
Or Jet Set Radio 3.
So do you guys, Sabin-Deuce, you know the New York scene a lot better than me. Have these guys played against each other before?
You know, I think they might have like a couple of times,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
once or twice. Yeah. My memory's fuzzy with all the COVID, you know, like from the months and months I've spent indoors. I'm not sure that anything
fuzzy was- it
else
wasn't
is
there.
real, actually. So, you know, it
Well,
could
yeah.
be anything, really.
I mean, what is reality? With the
Yeah.
singularity coming, what really is anything?
Yeah, it's all kind of, you know, nihilism at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know who I am anymore.
I mean, was anybody in the first place?
Ah, shit.
If by AGA, I am Descartes.
Did you say AGA?
Yep.
Oh, that's a low grab. All right.
So, presumably, Link feels the same way about this matchup as he did back when I asked him about it, where he thought that Siegfried does pretty well against Ivy, things like 3A4. Basically, what is it, B-Slide A, the thing that goes into base hold? Yeah, that one. That it basically controls the tempo of the match because it is basically the whiff punisher that Siegfried's going to have basically the entire time, and you can really amp up the guard gauge damage really heavily too. Link has also said that because of the inclusion of B4, he really feels like Siegfried's crazy this patch.
Oh yeah, the new break attack that Siegfried has.
Slash
definitely-
old break attack from other games.
And yeah, definitely. Oh my god.
Gross.
And he still has those 50-50s.
Oh, is that a ring out? No, it's not.
No, two.
No, he wasn't able to correct himself to get the ring out trajectory.
Well, the
Playing
3A4.
pretty aggressively. What? Oh, it caught.
Oh yeah, he was trying to sidestep something, but
He did?
he did catch that sidestep with that CE. Gets an Oki. No, never mind.
Wow.
Forget about the Oki. Let's just take the round.
Guts. Do you have it?
Dun,
That's not gonna work, is it? Yeah. Alright, so Link having a tough time. Very similar to his first game. Actually, very similar to both of these guys' first games. I really feel like something that I'm noticing as a theme of this Parsec tournament is the traditional NLBC gatekeeper crowd having a tough time in the beginning and then figuring it out in the end. But now, we have double NLBC gatekeepers. So which one will gatekeep the other?
Who can keep these gates the hardest? And that
Yeah,
is
lock the gates. Well, it definitely seems like Jordan initially. Alright, puts himself in a position where he could potentially get a ring out. Nice duck on the AGA after the sidestep. Is that gonna do it? I always assume that whenever Siegfried hits literally anything, he just kills you. Oh, that's not right.
Oh yeah, he could have RI'd that.
Well, also, I think he was trying to punish and ended up getting a bubble instead. Yeah, I guess the time kind of weirded Link out, and so he ends up losing that first game. So is Link gonna... What's Link gonna do? Is he going to stay convicted with what he thinks about this matchup? Or will he run? Will he run to another character?
Like a coward.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, other character.
You ever think about the fact that, like, calling somebody a coward back in, like, 1940s, 1950s was, like, the gravest insult that you could send to somebody?
I literally thought about that this morning.
Yeah, just the idea of, like, oh, wow, rare sighting. This is how you know that Link actually really enjoys Parsec, is that he thinks that Geralt can be a character in this tournament. Not something we've seen online in quite some time. He absolutely hates playing Geralt online.
The return of the Geralt for this Parsec tournament.
Because it really feels like Geralt is, it's pretty tough to play Geralt online because he's so heavily based as a timing character. And if your timings are going to be completely warped just due to the fact that online is a thing, then his entire game plan kind of falls asunder, right? So, it's going to be a matter of whether he can create his typical kind of thing that we've seen from offline situations. So far, he's having more success than.
Yeah, he likes to be like surgical and precise on this Geralt, and yeah, you are kind of right where it's maybe difficult for him to play that style on online. But Parsec, different beast, I should say.
A different piece of a beast. I also want to mention that I like the fact that like the same not Oki situation but standing mix-up situation happened where Link went for the parry the first time, it didn't work out, and so the second time he went for like the armor run-up instead. I just like the idea. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do the thing that beats the parry, I'll just do this instead.
Oh, but by the way, shouts to the homies at Lunar Phase Live for the raid. Much appreciated. Hope you guys are well.
Hey, Space Jaws!
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Ooh, nice combo. Link with 100% 0 meter decides to spend the no meter that he has, and he has to move it around anyway. I wonder why he decided to go with this, because typically speaking in offline scenarios, I don't really see him go Geralt against Ivy. I feel like he feels very confident about his Siegfried in that matchup. I understand that he didn't really feel confident in it just due to how the first game went, but interesting why he went with Geralt as opposed to maybe Amy or Setsuka or the myriad of characters that he tends to play nowadays.
Well, I would say that, like, I think he's mentioned a couple times where Geralt is just like that character where, like, if he just needs to, like, ground himself or just kind of, like, you know, help him play, like, solid with, like, very minimal mistakes, like, Geralt is that, like, go-to character for him. Like, it puts him in, like, I guess, a great state of mind, especially after, like, a Game 1 loss.
I guess that does make sense, yeah. But again, I feel like it's going to be difficult to create that sort of no-mistake kind of thing because, again, it is still relatively online. It's not online in the same aspect, but it is, you know, yeah, I would think that it's still relatively difficult.
You know,
if he's able to win this tournament with Geralt,
I'm actually going to interrupt here just to say that Linkorz choosing to pick Geralt is the highest of praise for how good Parsec and Cloud virtual machines are.
Well, I will say, I believe it would be the highest compliment and honor if he wins with Geralt. Because if he just ends up losing with Geralt, then it's just kind of like, it's just kind of par for the course, right? But, I mean, he's doing pretty well.
But does he root for the person that he's sponsoring or root for the person that's showing up how
awesome? Man, forget the match. That's the real drama here. Decides to sidestep into a breakable grab, but it doesn't get broken, so he ends up winning the game to tie it up 1-1.
You know what? Ian's in a great spot. No matter, you know, who loses, he wins.
Yeah, but also you could say no matter who wins, he loses too.
Oh my god. Ian, I don't know why you're not like
how the turntables.
What do you
the table's on the other foot we just turned.
How the tables turn.
How the turntables. Alright, so we end up getting a small orb. I feel like Geralt probably likes the stage more than Ivy does. It's a little bit closer space, so the heavy-duty long range that Ivy has can't necessarily work as well, and I feel like Geralt's going to be better at working with the walls to get ring outs than Ivy is. I might be wrong, though.
No, I think that is a safe assumption. Like, not a lot of room for Incendiate to run away, which could explain the fact that this match so far in this round 1 is just relatively close. At worst,
very small and scrappy.
Small and scrappy name in the game so far.
Scrappy Dappy do. Oh, the Ivy reversal edge. Oh, doesn't get his 6BB timing, but is going to get the punish there. That's probably going to kill, and it is, with a red guard gauge, too. You know how hard it is to actually get guard damage with Geralt? When you're not just, like, spamming A+B? Like, that's not easy. Whoa, hey! Geralt with the mutiny. Ivy dipped herself in butter before dealing with that BBB.
Alright, Oki's online, and we're going mid this time.
Oh, okay. Just ever so slightly weird kind of a backup. I don't really know what that was about. I feel like Link was a little bit too testy with the fact that he felt that the way to win that match was to pressure Jordan when he was in the corner. And then he just kind of hesitated to do that. Oh! Geralt doing the jig.
The what now?
The jig!
Well, the jig is up, mofo.
Hey!
Pretty good. But that age is going to be a factor very soon.
Yeah, it's not really like Geralt gets a ton of damage. Well, it depends on the guard break, I guess. If he ends up getting one of his lethal hits, which I haven't really been keeping track of as to how many signs. What? How did that A miss? Oh, Link is gonna be livid. You know what, Saving Deuce? If he loses because of stuff like that, that is not Parsek's fault. That is Soul Calibur 6's fault. I don't understand why the BBB whiffed from the previous round. I don't understand why that A whiffed that round.
I'm glad that you're backing up Parsec here.
I'm not backing up Parsec. I'm just spending more time to slam Soul Calibur 6 hitboxes.
Ooh, okay. All right, I'll take
Shots.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Yo, turn around A into 4A just frame. I like how Jordan has been in red for like 2-4.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Geralt's like optimal like guard burst. Like, is it like a practical move, or is it something silly like a 20 frame like linear move or something?
To be honest, I don't really know. I haven't played Geralt in such a long time. I think he would get, depending on the guard break, he would get decent damage with something like 6SP plus K or something like that. But yeah, I guess A plus B is like the best way to get a break, right? Now that being said, nobody has gotten any wall combos, so we're not going to see a ring up probably. Okay.
And the guard hasn't broken yet, so I said it was going to be a factor much earlier, but...
Yeah, he probably wants the guard break as he's in Soul Charge. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Okay. Jordan goes into his Soul Charge. It is important to remember, just in case you forgot because Geralt happens so rarely, he does become significantly more powerful and does significantly more damage when the opponent's in Soul Charge. That might be it, and it is. It's not even close. Yeah, it's absolutely it. Always scary to go into Soul Charge against Geralt.
Alright, so Linkorz won with Geralt, so Parsec's legit, I guess.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Legit.
Parsec is...
That's how that works.
The fact that he even went Geralt is a pretty staunch demonstration as to how powerful Parsec is.
I mean, if your shit's frame tight, it's frame tight, you know?
Yeah.
Like, certain characters can't play online, you know?
Geralt is so significantly timing-based because he really doesn't have a lot of explosive damage, right? Basically, what you saw there was 2A, Wall Rising A, AA, BB, 3A, just like solid mid-range normals. And that's just going to completely fall apart if you can't figure out your opponent's timing for counter hits.
Yeah, I think we talked a long time ago, last time, like, Linkorz, like, played Geralt, is like, it's, you know, that style of play is, like, kind of like Soul Calibur porn for you, right, Jay?
I don't like the fact that you described it that way, so I've decided to vehemently disagree with you.
Fine.
How dare you sully my good name with, verbiage.
Chill after the next one. They are definitely in there.
Alright, looks like the names will need to be switched. Thermidor being Nightmare on the left versus Enders as Cervi on the right.
So sorry, bro. I never seen them play before, like you said.
So let's go with red Cervi. Both probably the two biggest enemies of Soul Calibur. Like the baddest bad guys. Them and Astaroth, I guess.
Bad, the worst of the worst.
Yeah. Bad to the bone. Even though I think neither of these characters have bones.
You're right.
Well, I'm not 100% on who has bones and who doesn't, so I can't say for sure. Oh, gets hit by that tech trap. Gonna get a Nightmare Terror Charge. Jump kicks. Doesn't get anything, no! What happened? Oh, Enders, what happened?
You know, sometimes Thermidor just wants to, like, ride into the sunset and just not want to look back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I do blame Enders for allowing that to happen, though. It's like the cops in the end of Thelma and Louise allowing the girls to go. I don't know why I made a reference that's older than, like, 90% of the Soul Calibur community. That was a mistake.
I get it though.
Thank you.
Also, who
Who was actually able to roll that?
Okay, we got Yoki situation from Enders. Here we go. Goes low, but it gets blocked by Thermidor. Doesn't get a lot of damage from it. In fact, doesn't get any damage at all except a little bit of chip, but doesn't matter. EndersJ closes out with that A slide B. Going to round 3.
Come to think of it, it's probably a pretty easy way of figuring the duck in that situation, because the main reason why you're not going to duck against Cervantes in a situation like what we have here is just because of how much damage his mids do. But the fact of the matter is, Thermidor was at a level of life where he was going to die to a low or a mid anyway, so in that case, the mix-up kind of favors one over the other.
Okay, Thermidor must be thinking some kind of like ring up here.
Or just overall space control and guard damage.
Yeah, it's spacing pretty well so far. Thermidor tries to close it out with a throw, but great sidestep from EndersJ. This could be huge.
No, but it's gonna put him. Yeah, that's a tough situation.
Yeah, big damage combo into wake up for the win. Yeah, definitely a tough situation.
I think that effectively what Thermidor wants to do is try and create a situation where he's always at this tip range for AGA. Because, as I was talking about before, I don't really think that Cervantes is really known for strong tech crouches. That being said, he is known for incredibly strong while rising moves, so he has to make sure that he's able to... Oh, I think that's game, right?
Yeah, it's a ring out. Sorry, who are we talking about?
Oh, I was going to say that, you know, Cervantes has really good while rising moves, but not necessarily really good tech crouches. So you want to try and keep the range at like a tip AGA so that were Enders to try and make a commitment to a duck, he wouldn't be able to get something like while rising gate for a lot of damage and stuff. But Thermidor having a tough time understanding how to contain Enders' sidesteps at all. It really seems like the majority of the damage that Enders is getting is off of some of these sidesteps. Oh, that's going to be a wall.
Looks like he's opting to try to bait EndersJ a little bit more. That was to go into the extreme side and right into the reversal edge when, you know, he knows that like EndersJ has options to like just interrupt it. So I like the reversal edge here. Oh!
Alright, I figured it out. This is the nightmare that's Thermidor.
This is Thermidor.
Yeah.
The blue
Remember
nightmare.
how we had that other nightmare player? That guy wasn't Thermidor.
Finally figured it out.
Yeah. You're welcome.
We did it.
See you later. Oh man, Thermidor being super disrespectful right now.
Never.
Yeah, I know, right? I guess he doesn't really feel comfortable trying to use armor to get away from some of these Cervantes folks. I guess they're not really all that effective against Cervantes folks.
Not that effective, or you know, they are a still risk, and that's gonna be a punish. Oh no, that was not it. Minus 14.
Yeah.
Maybe this
hell of a challenge. You know, Thermidor at minus 16 decides to go sidestep AGA. Gee whiz.
Alright, okay, situation for Enders, favorable. Alright, get a little bit of bonus damage, and still gets pressure. Getting another knockdown with that throw.
Thermidor needs to spend bar, and now he'll spend it. And now he won't, instead lose the round, except he won't. Instead, he'll get the block into the reverse flapjack, which gets broken.
Oh my god, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Awkward spot to do it.
He got it!
Never, better late than never, Thermidor clutches it out with that soul charge, 6-6k for the win.
Ender pseudo-choked because he tried to punish the soul charge activation a little bit too soon, ended up putting himself in a nasty situation, and Thermidor being super disrespectful in certain whiff positions and odd situations, he's just ramming 6-6k in Ender's face. And I can kind of understand why you would do that as a Nightmare player, because Nightmare in and of himself is very disrespectful too.
Oh my god, that... Yeah, that's it.
That has to be, right? Ooh, he got his gunshot lethal hit too.
Okay. Thought it might have been a pixel, but no, that is going to be the round for EndersJ. Match point for EndersJ. A must-win for Thermidor to stay in the series.
He does have the meter advantage, so presumably that's going to potentially... He's not necessarily going to get the guard crush that we've seen him get in previous games. But he could get a 6. In fact, definitely get the impression that he's trolling for a 6k ring out carry. We'll see if he ends up pulling it out.
Yeah, he had an opportunity there.
No.
Kill the throw from EndersJ, but that's still a lot of damage from Thermidor. But more damage coming from EndersJ to wake up.
People are choking.
Good roll from Thermidor. That's going to be a knockdown. Where are we going? Mid? Throw?
Oh no! And no, that's gonna be game. This is gonna get. No, it's not because. Ah! Okay, so good game.
All right, yeah, we did it.
Yep.
Oh my God!
I'm all right. Enders tried so hard to lose that game. And by Enders, I mean Cervantes. And
Yeah,
by Cervantes, I mean both Enders and Cervantes.
Yeah, that wall splat. That's couldn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
Cervantes.
think what he was supposed to do was 6-6B into 6-6B, but I think what he tried to do the wall rising like tons of hits kind of thing into the gunshot for the second wall hit. It just didn't pan out.
So say he like expected that to just like drop because of like the weird wall. Like, could there be something that's like more reliable, maybe less damage?
Well, I believe the second 6-6B would have worked.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
There's also a possibility, I think I'm wrong about this, but there is a possibility that he would have been close enough and had enough time to go for the back grab, which would have definitely done enough damage, as that does somewhere between 1 and 2 trillion damage.
Yeah, 1 trillion, 1.5.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So,
What's up? Who's next?
oh yeah, I was gonna say next up we got Feremuntrus and Yoki, but I can tell him to hold off.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yep, guys. So Parsec wins again. So definitely, you know, if you guys are enjoying, make sure you bless Ian with some Teespring sales, since like real talk, let me be real with you guys. He's letting you guys play on the Parsec server for free, and giving you guys a high quality feed so I can stream to you guys. Quality costs money, so I'll give back to the homie. Consider buying a shirt or like a beanie or anything from the store. They're like, everything is very reasonably priced.
We got the masks.
Yep, definitely got the
Absolutely.
masks. And once again, you know, if you guys are enjoying the stream, it is September, guys, so you guys can sub for really cheap. Never been a cheaper time to support the stream than right now. And you know, we always upload the VODs in the highest quality on YouTube, so make sure you sub there as well. And check out the Match Arena, of course, and trying to help the players out. Promo code is save NLBC 86 to donate. If you're in North America, you can text Gamer3 to 876-642. You can check out Carhartt, Wicked Cuts Jerky, Strive. You can check out all these various ways to donate free to the prize pool. Check out the Twitter quest too, NYCaliber. 20 cents to the prize pool if you follow them through the Match Arena page. All right, what do we have next?
Okay, so we got Feremuntrus and Yoki. Yoki's on 1P.
All right, cool.
I gotta tell him to start. Hold on.
I like a start. Is that you all tapping in and out, or is that my feed, by the way?
I am not. Well, I'm still connected, but I'm gonna disconnect. No, I was not alt tabbing. Oh, you mean not right now, but like before?
Yeah.
Oh no, that does look frozen to me.
Man, should we start?
You know what?
All right, you know I'm gonna.
Might have been because I disconnected the parsec,
Okay.
But yeah, just try hitting stop and hitting.
Oh,
start
actually,
again,
it seems
and
to have
then-
stabilized. So it's like we'll
Okay.
see what happens.
Okay.
Because like I said, guys, I'm not doing the encoding on my machine. Like we're just doing the virtual cloud shit. All right, so I'm gonna restart it now.
All right.
All right, let me try now.
It looks fine on my version. I also have it
All right.
loaded up.
All right, we're back in there. I'm sorry, who'd you say it was? Apologies. Yoki
so
for one?
Yoki, yeah, Yoki
Okay,
on one
yeah.
player side, Feremuntrus on 2 player.
Can't remember the last time I saw these two fight either. For some reason, I have a tough time remembering when the NLBC crew fights against people who are not from NLBC. Coincidence?
Or a conspiracy. This is an interesting dynamic for this matchup where, like, you know, Zasalamel can use his hook mechanic to kind of pull Seong Mina in, which leads me to believe that, like, a lot of the match could be, like, in close, but, like, you know, Seong Mina does have, like, some pretty good close tools with auto GIs, a 12-frame 2A, and that hell sweep that's just a terror to deal with.
That being said, when Zast pulls Mina in, it's normally at a place where you wouldn't be able to use Hell Sweep all that often, and a 2-way could potentially lose to that 4-4K lethal hit / auto GI that Zast has, which is not insignificant. It's a lot of damage on that.
Oh yeah,
Shoving that 416 in there. Wow, what? Oh, she wanted to soul charge, but because Zas went over her body, that's what happened.
The camera switch. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yo, challenging with the 3AK into a GI.
Ooh.
Alright. Both of these players are definitely very buttonsy, and I feel like Yoki's reactions are kind of saving the day at the moment. Because Feremuntrus is trying to disrespect in certain situations, and I feel like there was plenty of situations where you could potentially disrespect Zas's Oki. You can't really do the same thing to Mina, not to mention 4-4A is still a thing.
Yeah, cannot disrespect the Mina Oki. Could be on Feremuntrus to be the one to, calm down and maybe be the more defensive one and see if you can try to convince Yoki to hang herself.
I do. Speaking of hang yourself or lack thereof, oh wow, takes out the soul attack too. But I appreciate the fact that Yoki went away from the reverse ring out opportunities that Zaz would have. So presumably Feremuntrus is just gonna endlessly back up in this situation, but you can't really do that against 1B now,
Can't
can
back up
you?
against that 1B. Absolutely. Feremuntrus. Oh my god. Scary.
Very scary.
Oh my god.
Yoki. I don't know why he took that risk, but hey.
Oh, she even backstep too, so if Feremuntrus was just a little tighter on timing.
Oh yeah, if he done 6BB, it was over.
Like, I thought maybe he would have reacted after, like, the first, second or backstep, but Yoki was able to backstep, like, 3 times before Feremuntrus would be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, come to think of it, that was kind of weird that Feremuntrus had no reaction at all. It seemed like he hesitated to a level that is uncommon for him. I'm not sure why.
Or it could be just he had the fear of getting rung out himself, perhaps, so...
Well, I mean, at that point, because you were going to be dead to the next hit anyway, so there's no real worry about getting rung out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Regi, not so much. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's your favorite move in the game.
Mina player's favorite move.
Oh my god!
More 4-4As have hit in Parsec than I have seen in the... You know what? I don't feel bad for you at all, Yoki. You deserve it. How dare you?
Yeah, you know what? Hard to... Oh, I feel so conflicted emotionally about that.
I don't feel conflicted at all. Boo! Trying to get this wall pressure, ends up getting it. Except it was some sort of a weird hit, so he doesn't end up getting a combo. He does have a curse, though.
Oh, that's 2 curses.
2 curses, so she's dead, I think. Or is it just more curses? He has more curses. Oh, maybe she is dead. I can't tell. Either way, it's stupid.
So that didn't kill, it was like the reset damage that killed, and that was kind of stupid because he had 2 curses, used the curses, but then part of that combo was adding another curse, in which he canceled that into a time stop. Like, that's Zasalamel, that's
yeah,
cool.
It was really dumb. Ends up going all the way around, but that was a horizontal, so that's not surprising. Oh, ends up getting caught by the 1B reset, lots of damage there. Nice whip punch on the 4-6B, just for a whip punch, that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's good damage, getting knocked down. No curses to make even more damage, but it's good enough. Oh! Why am I still surprised about that hitbox?
Now that being said, you know, it's not like Zaz where that happens all damn day. Ooh, caught him out of the CE there. That's crazy. But in Soul Charge, that move does get increased hitboxes horizontally to, as you saw, quite an extreme. I don't feel as bad about that because she does have to spend meter in order for that to happen.
It still gets
I do feel bad that she's trying to go for 4-4-8. Boo!
That move is fine. Mina player told me.
Feremuntrus trying to create situations where there are none.
Ooh, okay, get the soul charge throw there.
Shades of Ermac.
Yeah, that psychic throw, very cool, but the health bars are relatively close together.
Yeah, Yoki, honestly, if I'm in Yoki's position, I try to find situations to win like that.
Yeah, you know what? People like to find their opportunities to win, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but Yoki found it that time, so that's what's up right there. Feremuntrus going for the mix-up is standing perfectly still.
Time will tell.
Get it.
Heyo.
Okay.
Oh, I guess everything's fine now. Maybe there was a DC. Who can say?
Wait, what happened? I went.
They still did for like 5 seconds.
Feremuntrus stopped moving for a minute. I assumed that the controller like dropped or whatever.
Interesting.
But they both stayed in neutral, so it wasn't like...
I'll get a report from them after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made it more confusing for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that
I'm
is-
assuming that Feremuntrus just dropped his controller or something.
Yeah, and Yoki kind of showing respect. Oh my god, no one blocks that.
Feremuntrus needs to
Oh.
get a ring out like he's
Danger.
trying to. He's just
Danger.
spent bar while he's on the ground, except he's getting 1.2 trillion damage while he's on the ground, and Yoki throws it away. Space Jaws!
Space Travel! Coming in clutch!
Man, Feremuntrus with the Yomi level 85 billion stand there for like 5 minutes, just waiting
Seriously.
for the last round to start.
Scores 1-1, right?
Yeah.
1-1. Apologies.
I bet yeah, 1-1. I bet Feremuntrus was just thinking, like, you know what? I hope I'm right 5 consecutive times to clean out this game right now. Oh, cool, I did it.
First time that 1B was blocked. Wow, gets the tech crouch off of the 6A with the 2-2B. That's a pretty big deal. Jesus Christ. Why does that do so much damage? It really shouldn't.
Definitely a statement that we can say for both of these characters multiple times.
Yoki trying to play it
Suddenly-
passive.
Yeah, suddenly a lot of respect between both players.
I actually kind of don't like it, because it doesn't seem to be working, and what was working before was the opposite of this. Ooh, goes for the full crouch 1K that was nerfed to a significant degree. Yeah, ends up putting herself next to the wall. 3 curses, so it's probably not going to kill, but going to be put into an Oki situation that's definitely going to kill.
Yeah, in that very Oki situation, he goes for the mid-level launcher. With 3 curses, there's no way to get it out of that situation when your life is that low.
Did Yoki get mind-fucked from how the last game ended? Is she down and out?
Yoki got Oki'd.
Oh no! Ends up opening herself. So, I don't know why, but she started throwing out a lot of these 1Bs that have only been bad for her so far in this last game. Had to block that. Okay.
Oh, she's
soul charge
getting
stuff.
hit. Oh,
Oh,
it's gonna
that-
get PI'd. Oh my god.
Hesitating to try and do the whiff punch because it's Zaz hitboxes.
Feremuntrus was able to make a comeback from a similar situation. Can Yoki do the same thing? She gets knocked down. She gets another knockdown. Both health bars pretty close. Feremuntrus looking for opportunity.
no.
Oh my god, that was so close, but Feremuntrus closes it out. Feremuntrus over Yoki.
I'm very curious. That's very interesting to me, just due to the fact that it really seemed like Yoki was doing well with a more aggressive / mid-rangey type situation. But just based on the one round where unfortunately things didn't pan out for her on the left and Incendiate as Ivy on the right. Yeah.
DEUS Incendiate.
Oh, sorry.
Just saying.
Feremuntrus,
Look, I need my branding on everything, okay?
Yeah. Take as
Good to see
big
you,
as
friend.
the DEUS was at the beginning and put it next to Incendiate.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like Incendiate's gonna probably win this next. I mean, this is a lot of work, even for Ivy or even for Zas to do. But yeah, that's gonna be the first game for Incendiate, pretty convincingly, pretty quick.
Perfect.
You missed your chance for mercy.
Perfect.
The ill
So he wants to probably keep this stage, I would think. But I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
It's just kind of life, you know?
Me being wrong, yeah.
Just have to accept it into your heart.
All right, ends up getting an even smaller stage,
Oh boy.
but no walls this time, which honestly I would say is bad for Feremuntrus. I don't know.
So, between Zosh and Ivy, who's got the better ring out?
It depends on from which part of the stage you're talking about. Reverse ringouts, yeah, Zas has it over Ivy all the way. But in terms of, I mean, Ivy's ringouts were incredible when the game first came out. They're pretty subpar at this point, I would say. Oh my god, no!
Wow!
He
Oh,
tried
gosh.
to... So it caught the, it caught him trying to do a GI, but he would have had plenty of time to recover and then do a backstep, but instead I'm gonna guess he went for a sidestep, which turned into just pressing crouch. Neither of which are good ideas in that situation. Jordan, his biggest weakness and his most entertaining strength in these online tournaments is when he decides to make an absolute fool out of his opponent with a variety of different strategies that
That's
vary
true.
in degrees of success.
That's absolutely true. One of the things that Jordan's really good at is making
Throwing away
the
games
other-
for trying to be fancy.
That and making the opponent look like they don't know how to play.
Oh, yeah. He's a big fan of that. In a tournament match, he once hit me with like 5 IV2 2Ks in a row.
Yeah, I believe that. What
Yeah,
the
he's
heck?
Not a good guy.
Did he duck that? It didn't look like he ducked it.
No, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is not going to be a ring out of... No, it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Because originally I thought he was going to go for a different combo, but it looks like he adapted his combo due to the fact that if he went for the traditional combo, he wouldn't have gotten to ring out because he was going towards like the very far corner. Oh, again, he's teching up, and this is the one way that Feremuntrus has been getting tons and tons of damage is off of these tech traps where Jordan is consistently trying to tech away. When if he just stayed on the ground, he would be in a much better shape.
Someone used some meter. There we go.
It's going to be kind of hard for, I mean, this is a lot of... Okay, so we trade bar for bar, but it's kind of a win for... Jordan's going to get that bar back, so I'm sure he's fine with it. So 2-1, no real guard damage to speak of. It's going to be a matter of if anybody loses patience and ends up getting wrung out, I think. Otherwise, it's going to be a very small caliber game where we're just going to see like small amounts of damage.
Yeah, somebody's got to do something unsafe and like get blown up for it. Like these little trades, not a lot of damage, but it's building up over time.
Yeah, not a lot of guard damage either, so it's going to be a matter... So Jordan has this extra bar. that is huge. Ends up taking that away.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if that was... Oh,
wait,
what?
why did he do that?
Oh, he tried to... No, he tried to activate Soul Charge again, but he was probably still had a little bit left. So he tried to activate Soul Charge, but because he was already in Soul Charge, he got CE instead. That's my guess. All right,
I wasn't expecting to hit him. Though.
Not how I thought the last round was going to go, where everybody just spends their bar doing nothing, and then the entire thing is very small caliber. We're going to see that's not going to be okay. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. 1-1. Right?
No. Yeah. There was a 1-on-1. Decides to go with the rematch, but one thing I wanted to talk about is that something that I've noticed from Feremuntrus recently is that he's noticed that there are a ton of these spots where if a Za string gets RE'd, he has enough time to RI back, and it seems to be a thing that I see him use specifically with Zaz quite a lot. There's a handful of characters, a handful of players with specific characters that I see do this quite a lot.
Like
building meter because they're being jerks.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Ivy and Zaz. They're gonna be jerks.
I'm glad we're all on the same page about how big of jerks.
Yeah, they're not. They're bad. They're bad people.
Oh no, Zaz stuff.
Yeah, but that being said, Incendiate does have a bar. I wonder if he's going to try and spend it so that he can kind of like come back in this game.
He's making some progress. You know, he's doing the regular IV long range. Oh, that's huge. It's not huge.
A little bit of spaghetti. Ooh, nice duck. That's probably going to be game. Yep. Yeah. Doesn't even need to spend the bar.
Yeah.
Originally, I thought he was going to have to spend the CE. Still has that meter advantage. The new Zas move.
Zas doing the Siegfried twirl there.
Yeah, his twirl is a lot better than Siegfried's though.
Yeah. Okay, so we just hook it. We just hook in. We just like.
I mean, Incendiate is kind of like moving around in some of these disadvantageous positions against. Yeah, I feel like he's sometimes when he's like. Boo.
Boo indeed.
Boo.
I'll allow it.
No. Ooh, okay. I don't feel bad for you at all, Incendiate.
Wow, okay.
Goes for the curse, gets the mix. Ooh. 2 curses now. He's basically dead to 1 combo.
This is basically dead.
Yeah, that's death. Tried to roll on the ground, but unfortunately, yeah, with 2 curses, Zas's ability to close out the game just with any old hit becomes astronomically difficult to deal with. He tried to go for a 2-2B there. I don't know so much about that. Okay. Nice whip punish. Catching some of these GI/REs.
Yeah, I think Jordan needs to be a little bit more careful on that.
Whoop.
Okay, well, Soul Charge is going to close it out, I think.
Is it? I don't know if that's death.
It's not?
I don't think so. Maybe because he's in Soul Charge? Yeah, so it's going to put it in a great Oki situation.
But
all right,
Soul Charge
so,
out of that.
Yeah, bar for bar.
Why Oki when we don't got it?
This is gonna be tough. The Zas Soul Charge is nothing to scoff at. Tries to 2A him out of the situation. Okay, very good. Very smart to do the charged up kick to kind of get away from auto GI / RE / GI kind of stuff. Going for that bait.
All right. Good stuff from Feremuntrus and Incendiate. We are going to go to winners finals, where we have Linkorz and EndersJ.
So have these two guys? They used to play this all damn day.
You know, it's like it brings back memories of the good old days when we were all in the same room. What's going on? All right, okay, we're good.
Not being able to know when the match is going to start. Quintessential Linkorz versus Enders.
Yep, very typical.
Yep.
It's like
Guess
exactly
the
like
all
the good
walled
old days.
stage. I wonder if Enders. I know Enders tends to shy away from doing a lot of the off the wall kind of strategies. I don't know if he's going to shy away from it again. It looks like he is. Ah, yes, the old run up and guard into hop.
Alright, I'm very how Link takes this, because I know he was having a little bit of internet trouble in the last one. We were talking about it before, and it was you know, we did a connection test on his side. It seems like it was on his side that was happening, but hopefully
This was Enders?
no, because remember, it doesn't matter who it's versus, right? It's
Right.
just connection, pure connection. But this looks, I mean, he's doing Linkorz things. I'm pretty convinced, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely Linkorz things coming out of Linkorz right now.
Yep, coming out of the Geralt.
I appreciate the fact that he tends to use armor in these. He's saving meter specifically for armor in situations to get him out of dodge when he's up against the wall so far this game. This is winners
you know,
finals, right?
You don't want to be up against a wall when Cervantes is staring you down.
Or any pirate, really.
Really, yeah.
This is winners finals, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So first to three, okay.
Yep.
Yep, definitely doing his timing kind of stuff. Again, something that we haven't really gotten to see. In fact, everyone would have bet this is the first time that Link has played Geralt in since March, probably.
Yeah, he's been sticking to just like picking up new stuff in all the onlines I've seen him in. Like, there was that time you convinced him to play Amy. There's
what a
Setsuka.
magical time that was.
I think he was playing Cassandra for a little bit too. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. Enders, on the other hand, you know, very consistent.
Well, that being
Cervantes,
said,
when
he
he's
has
here.
picked up other characters. I've seen him play Siegfried. I've seen him play.
Oh yeah,
Asta.
Enders can play other characters, but when he's like serious, he's he sticks with his main.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man, ends up cinching that that round. For the most part, it's just a lot of mid-rangey kind of stuff. I mean, I can't necessarily say that this is a bad matchup for Cervantes at this point, but I know that it was classically considered to be relatively bad simply because both of the characters are very heavy mid-rangey type characters, but for the most part, Geralt has the ability of containing Cervantes, and even though the Cervantes does more damage, his pokes are normally really good, but they're decidedly worse than Geralt's in situations that you're kind of seeing right here. Backstep in the 6BB in a lot of spots that Cervantes normally wants his opponents in tends to kind of win out the day. So it can be very frustrating for Cervantes to try and deal with his poking. Oh boy.
Alright, so
Cervantes
Cervantes' damage.
in the bar and catches the backdash. That was awesome.
Cervantes' damage, like tying it back up and then winning it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes is just the one lethal hit. Geralt,
Oh.
very much not a character that really has lethal hits unless his opponent's in Soul Charge.
Some really good movement from Linkorz. I'm noticing. Oh, the art. He's just getting so much out of the Yurden. That's Yurden, right?
Yeah, you can always tell when a Geralt player is experienced because they basically never have any meter. Like, it's already... It's used almost the second that he has it.
Yeah, he's like, you can see he's at 2 chunks of meter right now, but like he's been keeping it there. for
And he
pretty much
basically
the whole-
never uses meter outside of 6BB extensions and pushing forward with armor to try and get away from Cervantes pokes or wall pressure. Ugh!
Oh, he missed it.
6K charge! Bah! Bah!
But like that was That was like all just Oki, right?
Yeah,
like,
but it was a statement. That's the thing.
Damn.
All right, full meter from Enders. This isn't the last game of the set. Oh no, he thought he had sidestepped it, but Soul Calibur 6.
Of course. Soul Calibur 6 as usual.
Well, like the camera change made it super weird. Always very scary whenever you go into Soul Charge against Geralt. Decides to spin the bar to spin around for a while.
I mean, A6B?
Man, this armor is not working out as well as it was in the beginning of the set.
I think Enders has kind of varied his timing a little bit more to try and bait it out.
Yeah, spacing out in certain situations a little bit more as well. And or spacing himself out to the point where he's right in front of Geralt's face so that the armor doesn't have enough time to fully get up.
Yeah.
Geralt with full meter now immediately decides to spend the C. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but it's the last round, so it's perfectly reasonable. Like, the amount of meter that Link still has
he's
is
got
more
plenty
than
of meter
enough to
left.
win the game.
Exactly.
Alright, goes into Soul Charge.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's it?
Oh, no.
That's it.
Yikes.
Definitely, one of the that Geralt does get additional lethal hits and significantly more damage is as the game goes on, as he builds up more signs that he ends up pulling out. Once he gets to a certain critical mass of signs, 6SBB will lethal hit. That's not really all that important. The main one that you want is that one, the 1B, which is an unseeable low that is sidesteppable, but an unseeable low against a character where you normally don't have to worry about mix-ups. That combos into CE for a ton of damage, as you saw.
By the way, the score is 2-0.
Yeah, 2 Linkorz. Link making sure that he's tests out every single jump move that Geralt has. Thank God he didn't decide to use Geralt Jump B, which is easily like one of the worst jumping moves I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, well, you know, he's been having some good luck with the A6 catching the movement, but then, yeah. It's,
Well, see, that's the thing, is that, like, so Enders is getting some of these rounds by, like, overwhelming him with damage with certain hard reads. It's just the fact that, like, he hasn't been successful at keeping up that rate of success for long enough to end a full game.
Exactly. He's definitely getting that happening, like, 1 or maybe 2 rounds out of the past few matches, but not, like, consistently through an entire match.
As time goes on, I'm getting the impression that if this were to be, say, a first to 5 or a first to 10, we would see it become much closer. But because there's only one more game left, I feel like Enders might have a tough time trying to finish this out. Ends up getting a huge lethal hit.
Good backstep from Linkorz, but
Didn't get his whip punish.
Okay,
Speaking
big
of whip
damage.
punish, that's how you know this is basically as close to offline as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that specifically?
So there was a whipped grab from a duck. So as opposed to going for something smaller, like a wall rising A or a wall rising B, or what typically happens online, which is nothing, he ended up going for the absolute maximum amount of damage. He made a read on a grab and went for the maximum amount of damage that you could potentially get out of that correct read.
Okay.
Not really something that you can do online all that
Which
often.
is hard to do online. Got it. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Parsec, everyone. Meanwhile, Linkorz is pulling it back. The 6-6-VB.
I mean, that being said, you can kind of tell,
Bam.
see, this is where the damage output is so much different. You see how Enders was basically correct 1.5 times and ended up pulling out that last round when previously Link was 100% correct like 3 times with just like small poke.
Yep. Cervantes' damage is big and beefy.
I'm frankly very surprised that Link wants to stay. I would think that he would want something else.
Yeah, that's a good point. He did not change stage. I don't know if that was a just an error on his part, or if he
No, I doubt it's a
was...
mistake. There's got to be something that I don't know. Man, I gotta say, yeah, Enders. See, like as I was talking about, as time goes on, he's slowly but surely figuring the timing so that those 2A plus B lethal hits are happening more and more.
Yeah, it's definitely an EndersJ special power that he has.
I think in the first game, Enders got it like once in the entire game. But then in the game where Enders won, I think he got it at least once around.
Yeah. So if he can continue this trend of the hard read, like, power-up, then yeah.
Yeah, see, getting to basically every round, and you can see that amount of damage is the exact opposite of negligible. Also, if you notice, in the beginning of this set, we saw so much meter usage out of Link using armor to try and get out of these Oki situations, and now he basically doesn't do it at all. We've literally not seen it at all for the past 2 weeks. It's already in Soul Charge, potentially ended with 2 A6Bs. Whoa, Link overextending now. Okay.
Okay.
Still,
Yeah,
if I'm Enders, I'm thinking that's a little bit of a mark of desperation there. Overextending a bit. Just enough meter to get that meter burn. A little bit of guard damage. I doubt it's going to matter all that much. Ooh, Link is building back up. He's getting those whip punishes. He's getting that movement again. Whoop!
exactly. He's really you know, Enders, like we said, is getting the timing, but Linkorz, you know, has the adaptation. But
unfortunately, he didn't get the max punish. He could have gotten the 6BB.
And you know, he knew that Enders was gonna go for that grab near the wall.
Yeah.
That's an Enders special. Oh,
Certainly
good.
special,
Okay,
yeah.
this can go either way. Just one more thing.
Oh yeah, you can't back up
Ard.
there. You got that art.
Get arded.
Just enough meter, man. Linkor's meter management in this set has been really impressive to watch because he's basically pulling these kinds of options out right when he has the ability to do just enough meter, and he just got a ton of meter off of that reversal edge. He doesn't have the lethal hit yet. Now he does potentially have to deal with this guard break, but frankly, he'd rather deal with it in this round than in another one.
Okay, good soul charge. You know, this is looking bad.
Kind of scary though, because he's basically dead in one round. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So good, yeah. Link. Link definitely overwhelmed Enders with a certain level of timing and damage in the beginning of the set. Enders was slowly bringing it back up, but Link adapts very quickly just as well. So it was enough to where, like, I believe if we continued, it would have gone back and forth for a long time. But that little spurt at the beginning was enough to send Link.
The Thermidor and Incendiate.
Cool.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna tell them to
play
go.
earlier, but looks like they were in different sizes of where acting, so time.
Yeah, did they play earlier? I don't think they did.
No, they did not.
Looks like no, yeah.
Were Thermidor to win this match and go up against EndersJ, that would be the first repeat match that we will have had.
This is the hard part. I'm like, there's me trying to communicate with the players while they're staring at Parsec is like, I just need everyone to have 2 monitors with Discord on one and the game on the other, and that's
You're asking
like,
too
needs
much.
to be
Well, not
standard.
everybody has and the money for 2 monitors, Save and Deuce. I don't
Well,
have.
if you keep winning, you know, games with the Matcherino.
Well, how am I supposed to do that when you won't even let me play?
All right, listen.
Force me to do
Listen,
commentary, and let's be honest.
Listen, you.
Yeah, what's up? You're
Alright.
asking me to get money from online tournaments. As was clearly demonstrated earlier today, I can't do that. Oh, the exact same stages we had before.
Be in the forest with the wolves.
Now that I think about it, probably something that is going to be comfortable for both of them because, like, I doubt that Incendiate wants to deal with Nightmare ring out carry, and so he might be. Ooh, okay.
Good jump! Oh my god.
Decided to go for the
This
Omega
flat?
Read.
Yeah, more damage. I think it's fair.
Super fancy. Wow, in the yellow, gee whiz.
That was
Thank you, Beerly here, donating $10. Sorry.
Oh.
shout out to Evan. Thank you, Geralt here. What a guy.
Yeah, with that one gigantic read, Ivy pulling out damage akin to a basic Nightmare combo, and was able to win that round.
Ooh, good jump from
Interesting that he went with the.
He did.
Boo. We get it, Thermidor. You're cool.
Is he though?
No. We get it, Thermidor. You think you're cool. That's going to be the next round off of that wall bounce. So, yeah, definitely a stage that Ivy's really happy with, but Thermidor's probably going to want to change the stage right quick if he loses. Fantastic whip punish, being able to thread the needle between those 2 hits. Nice sidestep. Feel like he could have gotten more damage off of like a 2-2-way lethal hit, but I guess he decided against it.
Oh, good step from Incendiate, but didn't matter in the end. Oh, he just whiffed the flapjack.
Alright, decides to spend bar. I guess I can kind of see it. I appreciate something that's a bit underrated in this game is using meter in an aggressive way to try and force your opponent to spend his bar. It didn't work out this time, but forcing to attempt to force Thermidor to spend his meter when he's behind means that he's going to be at a disadvantage later on. So it didn't end up working out, but I still respect the decision because you're really not risking all that much. Oh, okay.
Yeah, why not? You're just poking with the kicks.
At the wall again. You can tell that,
Oh my god!
okay.
Okay, cool!
So the question is, will Incendiate find an opportunity to use his bar or save it for a potential next round? Or will he just wake up with 6k?
Will he just,
and
like,
catch
you know,
someone on the ground for 1,000,000 damage?
Exactly,
Oh,
just
game.
pokey all why not?
That should have been death, but it wasn't, and he ends up getting a 2A. Woo-wee! He put Thermidor down enough to where the amount of life that he had was not going to be enough to actually activate the armor. He was going to die anyway.
So he just died before it became a thing.
Yeah. So what stage did we get? Okay. This stage is always kind of weird. Sometimes it feels to me like it's really big, and other times it feels like it's really small. I would still say that it's more heavily towards, leaning more towards the way that Thermidor wants to play it.
Ooh,
Good punish.
just ran right in underneath the IV neutral game.
Yeah, that's one of the main things you have to get used to when you're playing against Ivy, is that for all of her super long-range pokes and ability to control space, there's this a lot of this dead space in between her and the end of her whip sword that allows you to come up with significantly more damage as a whip punish than you would initially expect. That's
And it's out.
Oh! Yep. Cheese, 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 cheese.
Cheddar. Pure cheddar. Love it.
Oh, I like that whip punish, except I don't. I immediately disagreed with myself. I take it back. Man, Thermidor playing the most patient
Got him.
Soul Calibur I've ever seen him play. What? What? He didn't get a whip punish. Oh, okay. You know what? You deserve that.
Yeah,
Thermidor.
I mean, Thermidor, come on, man. The no mix-up. Mix-up? 12 times in a row?
He decided to stay on the ground after that because had he were he to have gotten up, it would have been a 50-50 for a ring out. So he decided to just eat the damage and then get back up later. Gonna be kind of tough. Yeah, he decided to take a big bet there. He gets the meter back immediately, and Nightmare is about as good as it gets when it comes to meter management. Oh, sorry, I thought that was the second game, or the second round.
Not quite.
Wait, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Again, very good whip punish. Not very many characters have the ability to cover that much distance so quickly.
True, true.
That's gonna be the
Oh,
no.
he
Oh!
out of it, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, he needed to step a little bit more. I guess he forgot that those hitboxes, ever since the game first came out, have always been kind of ridiculous.
Oh, he stood still for it.
I gotta
Charge.
say, Incendiate is getting so much of his damage from the fact that Thermidor wants to stay on the ground for longer than he needs to. Like in that round, there was so much damage that was caught, that was given when Thermidor was prone. Immediate soul shot.
Just, you know, I don't know why he's maybe he's trying to avoid the what is it, 6B slash CS mix up on Wake Up or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I can respect it to a certain degree, but I think at this point you can kind of tell that it's not really working out. And I gotta say, the way that Incendiate handled that soul charge from Thermidor was really cool, because he basically only did lows, basically only did stuff that would beat out the high slash armor that that Thermidor would be dishing out in soul charge, like the stuff that he would really want to use, right? And that's it, right?
Yep, 2 wins for Incendiate. Thermidor's out.
Good job to Incendiate.
Good stuff from both. Honestly, it's been a while since we've had team kill.
Heyo!
These two, who have definitely met each other before,
Lies.
on the same
Lies.
team. You know, my sons here fighting it out as
So
they have.
Because
What?
this is on the same stage as the last stage that we had in the previous set. That Ivy beat Nightmare, right, in the lore, and then Cervantes came out, her father, and was just like, this is the real, like, final boss.
He's like, I heard that you got me a soul edge, daughter. Thank you for that. Let me just
Yeah,
have that
exactly.
right. Yeah. Ivy was like, hey, hold on.
I also appreciate the fact that Cervantes calls Ivy daughter.
Why not?
Whoa, the first CS break we've actually seen in this tournament.
Listen, we
That's
Parsec now.
Show that they've played against each other before.
And it's possible because we're not online.
Yeah. It was possible online. You just have to like put your controller down and start stomping on your own pad. Hoping that one of the rampant inputs would be successful. Ender's having a tough time under
What the heck?
Okay. Well, it was weird enough and screwed up the screen that Incendiate didn't really get that much damage, but Ender's very akin to what we saw in the Linkorz match, is having a tough time figuring out right away.
Oh my! Oh, he's dropping GDRs. What's going on?
Dropping GDRs, dropping GDRs.
No,
That's
no,
a song.
that's not good. We don't like that.
Comes up with a dance too. You want to say it?
Force behind you.
Man, see. Ooh, okay.
That didn't. You didn't have the shots for lethal hit, right? That's a shot lethal hit, isn't it? Or is it a?
The case side
Yeah. Or is that
that's
avoids? Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Brush up on my survival.
Oh, yeah, man. Incendiate getting a lot of these good ducks in situations against a character with very powerful and scary mids. It's not easy to duck that kind of stuff.
Okay.
How many people?
So just oh my God, it wasn't far enough.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, once again, I have faith that Enders is going to be able to figure it out. It's just going to be a matter of like if it can figure it out in time.
Right.
Because just like with the Linkorz match, I felt like he figured some stuff out, but it just was simply too late. Is the same thing going to happen here? You know.
Well, these obviously Linkorz and Enders have played a lot. I feel like Enders and Incendiate have played way more than, and it's very likely that Enders will get a read quicker. I'm a little concerned about him dropping the GDRs and missing and stuff from the previous one.
That's not even necessarily an online/offline thing. That tends to happen for Cervi at least a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
people with A into command grab into with a different move at half screen into command grab.
I'll expose him a little bit. When the tournament started, I actually was, I was going through check-in and marking off people who had said something during check-in, as I do. And I missed Enders. Like, I thought he said something. I thought he was there, but I just kind of maybe assumed it. And he had literally just woken up at the very start of his first match. Like, luckily.
So you're saying that he had an obligation that he was asleep for? I was surprised.
Yes,
Thank God I was sitting down when I heard this.
But when he woke up, he was like, I am freezing, and I just woke up, and everything sucks. So I don't know if he got over that.
I forgot that I used my my ice cube bed as where I was.
Ooh, good Christopher PGI. But, we're just going to kick him in the shins.
Not all that often anymore.
In the shins.
Ooh, 3 moves will stay on block in the wall rising.
Very good.
Also, thank you for exposing EndersJ. Get exposed, Enders.
Listen, if he's gonna do that stuff, then he knows that I'm gonna put him on blast for it.
As you should.
Ooh, bounce, bounce, bang, bang. Let's go.
I appreciate going for the wall rising B there due to the stage positioning. A little bit of a unique kind of situation there.
I love you just
Wait
running
it out.
away.
Not necessarily getting it. Okay, so I suspend the bar himself. Yeah, if you don't have your grab breaks on point at the moment, then you just kind of have to sit there against Ivy and be like, well, I guess I die.
Bang. Oh no. He got critical edge. Damn.
Yeah, again, it just really seems like Incendiate is playing at a quicker pace, and normally Enders plays like, you know, that Joe Frazier kind of style of bob and weave for that heavy hit, and it's just taking him too much time to figure out the timing enough.
Is that a boxing reference?
Yeah,
Here we go.
I'm from Philly.
That's, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's where boxing was invented, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's where Joe Frazier and Rocky invented boxing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's like boxing, the Eye of the Tiger, stairs.
Throwing batteries at Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
That's real, by the way. Destroying
all
your
this
if we win or lose a sporting event.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, he just ran right up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, going off of that wall. 2 full bars from Incendiate. I don't know if he's gonna find an opportunity to use it. Feel like yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No reason to keep all the meter, especially when you're in a
Wall
bad.
rising A. And then, okay.
Well, it just hits grounded.
I guess I'm just wondering why he did that instead of the regular follow.
Oh,
he
tried
got
to go off the wall
swiped
again,
out.
but not often that you see somebody get caught there. No, no.
Okay. Well, I guess he's dead then.
Yep. What? I guess they nerfed that damage, huh?
Okay. Oh.
It's difficult to try and end a round against Ivy when in that position because her small, fast pokes have so much range to them.
Yeah.
That it's really dodging to a certain extent that's a bit untenable.
Yeah, you basically are. Oh, he's held it and he's. Oh gosh. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it
Ivy's
feels like
low
it
stuff.
happens to not be his day. These guys go back and forth anyway. I don't mean to discredit him immediately, but it looks like it's pretty tough.
That was sick.
You saw how he kind of he didn't want to do the IGDR because he probably felt a little bit hesitant to try and do that.
Yeah. Ooh, good duck. All right.
He'll do it after the round is over, but he won't do it in the round itself. And I mean, you know, Enders. Oh no, that was supposed to be a 3-3B, not a 6B.
Bang bang.
Like 80 damage.
Missed it.
Side steps the 2A plus B. Yeah, it's just a lot of little tiny pokes.
Small
from
guy. Did he not have the chance to like 8A plus B there? Or?
Maybe he did.
Yeah, I think it might have not been a. I think that it might not have been the high launch for some reason, possibly because she was like not on the counter state. Anyway, all right. So Enders is, as you know, as we've said before, he's now getting a little bit more comfortable, and he's making a little bit more.
Match against Link. Wow,
Yeah.
that was not a ring out.
I really expected that to be a ring out, but the,
think
you know,
That's
the
why.
little invisible piece of the wall that hangs out there, you know.
In the stage's defense, that little invisible piece of wall is how Enders got the wall hit in the first place. So,
true.
yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds you. All right, well,
All right, here we
we
go.
won.
He's warmed up.
Ooh,
Oh,
buddy.
the disrespect. There we
I'm
go.
like, dude, about all this-
NLBC is here. Where's Ramon? I need Ramon to come in here and say something.
Yeah, well, if we take off our headphones, we can probably hear his hype from where we're living.
I mean, even if you don't take off your headphones.
Nah,
very
the
loud
headphones are the main problem. Noise canceling. Decides to keep the stage. I guess they just decided that this is about as neutral of a stage as it gets. So why change? So is Incendiate going to be able to end this set before the inevitable grip of Enders' lethal hits and higher damage become too much to bear?
Maybe. Poke him in the toes enough times, maybe.
Something tells me that, ooh, wow.
That was... Wow.
Yeah, that was weird. Something tells me that Incendiate is going to go out of his way to make sure that he ends this with a command grab. Oh, just dancing around. Not in range for that 2A plus B. He hasn't really gotten a lot of success with that move. He's getting a little bit more success with grabs. These grabs are relatively risky because there is like that reverse ring out with those jumps and with potential crouch as well.
Got him there.
Yeah, I like the K-slide A's to get away from certain spots. Both with the moving forward and with a tech jump gets away from a lot of stuff from Ivy.
Yeah,
Now he's
really does help.
only doing that move. It's like he discovered that this was a really great move against Ivy, like, in the middle of the set.
Ooh. Didn't quite make it on the sweep there. Soul Charge is not paying dividends so far, but we're going to counter Soul Charge to make that safe.
Yeah, basically just trying to couple Soul Charge with the stage position.
Ooh,
nice.
That's going to be dead.
Yeah.
No.
A2? Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know why I thought that would kill, but...
Wait a second. Did you see that?
Nah, I don't think so.
At the end of the round, Enders did a back grab. Now, one of the changes in the latest patch was the fact that grabs and stuff at the end of a round do not, like, keep the game from moving forward and going to the next round to complete the animation. But it looked like that back grab was able to go full animation for some reason.
Oh, no. The animation will still play. The change is that if it starts during the round, then it gets to do whatever it wants. But if it's after the end of the round, first of all, there's a setting to disallow post-round inputs, and two, things after the end of the round will not stock up any inter-round state. Like, so if you throw a bunch of roses at the end of the round, they're not going to give you whiz charges, that sort of thing.
Man,
or any other lethal
with Japanese and hating the idea of people doing stuff after a round, because they did something very similar in Street Fighter 4 as well. It's very weird.
So, like, part of Soul Calibur's, like, DNA is that post-round.
Yeah.
You know? And so what they've done is they've sort of, allowed you to turn off bad manners, but it's not like, it's one of those things where you can specifically choose it, but if you don't specifically choose it, it defaults to allowing it. So, I'm okay with it, I think.
Yeah, either way. So, we end up getting in the Astral Chaos stage. Frankly speaking, if Enders wants to be a jerk about it, he could just go off the wall almost infinitely on this stage, much to Incendiate's chagrin. So I wonder if he's going to decide to be that scummy to Incendiate. And frankly, with the amount of command grabs we've seen, I think that it's justified.
He'd do it.
Yeah.
He seems like if he thinks it's necessary.
I just heard him express that he doesn't really want to. Okay. If at first you don't succeed, huh?
Yep. Get him.
Yeah, scary post GI from, well, not really much from Ivy, but definitely from Survey. Keeps trying to get that IGDR to go over the sweep, but it never ends up pulling out. Nice hit. Doesn't look like he even needs the off-the-wall stuff, huh?
I mean, I think that, if his reads continue being this good, it's like, combination of his reads. Oh, God. Do you see that? Never mind. All reads all the time. Let's go.
Yeah, jump back into E. That was really smart because that was going to cover both options. The other option was the grab, which wasn't going to work on a tech jump anyway. Well, not even a tech jump, just a straight raw jump. The fact that he did it back was like super flavorful. Like he felt full confidence that his CE was going to have more than enough range.
So hold on, do you think that the back jump is what got him out of the?
No, forward one would have done it as well.
Okay.
Would have gotten,
But it couldn't have been a neutral, right? A straight 8 jump.
He would have gotten screwed. Yeah.
Exactly. That's so smart. But now he's dying.
No, he's not.
This is not gonna kill. Not gonna kill. But
Yeah.
he's certainly in a bad position.
In a bad Oki situation. We've seen a lot of command grabs in the back.
Wall splat? Nope.
No, too far away. Decides to go with an RE save thing. Once again, trying. Ooh, K-Slide A, jumping over some of this stuff. Ever since he started using K-Slide A as his basic go-to poke, he's definitely gotten a lot more success. Every time he tends to get interrupted is when he tries to go back to IGDR from some damage. Good damage there. Yep.
See,
Go grab yet again.
it's working out really well for him.
I just started
Look at
learning Cervantes, so I should definitely start using K-Slide A a lot more often in matches like this.
Yeah.
Wow, got Incendiate to use his bar,
Ah.
his precious meter. That's actually a pretty big win for Enders, because he's going to get the bar that he just used back at the end of the round. Incendiate will not.
Good duck. And can he turn it into real damage?
And that, oh, and that, look, how Enders normally turns it. Oh,
It's just the tiny pokes.
Ivy, I appreciated the fact that like Ivy tried to like get out of dodge with like the triple backstep, and Enders just sprints as his opponent.
So is that's 3-2 then,
That's
huh?
3-2 will be Enders and Link in the grand finals.
All right, let me actually update.
A very
Fucking
quick
score this time.
LBC.
Have these guys played each other before?
He's killing it.
There a variety of times, but they played against each other just earlier on in the tournament.
We're so bad. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of Incendiate. Good job, Incendiate, but you know.
It's off the team.
All right, guys. Real quick before we get to the grand finals, we're getting our shill on. So of course, if you guys like what you saw, you know, Team DEUS Gaming has been gracious enough to host this Parsec tournament for you frauds for free, completely free, right? And giving you guys a high quality stream. It's true, son. Like, I'm just saying what I feel, son. Like, I'm blessing y'all. Y'all was crying about $70 venue back in the day. Look at this now. Playing in the cloud, got the high quality stream, got everything, just big chilling. Make sure you guys give back to Ian and support that Teespring store. Because running this virtual cloud tournament, definitely not cheap. Costs a little bit of coin, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and of course,
All right, so we got Enders on. Yep. Okay. Linkorz is not a member of Team DEUS, but I appreciate it.
yeah, sorry.
He is in fact a member of Team Ben with V's, BWV. I don't know that he cares to have that up there, but it's
you should
certainly
have it up
his.
there.
He should, yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
I got you.
Yeah. All right, here we are
One
in the
of these
desert.
days I'll be sponsored. Say Meduse will never do it though.
Well, you know.
I once asked Savendus if he would sponsor me, and he laughed in my face for about 15 minutes.
Just
See,
like
it
that.
was just like that. It was just like that, but for 15 straight minutes.
All right.
Ooh,
Oh,
Red
we
Spear's
already
starting
got
off
lethal
strong.
hits. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe that's what going to be his way. So I'm going to say that K-Slide A is going to be significantly less effective in this matchup as opposed to against Ivy. So that adaptation was impressive, but not necessarily going to be transferable to the grand final set. Enders has quite a ways to go. It's going to be a big old grind if Enders has his way. Well, frankly, it's going to be a big grind no matter what, because Geralt can't win without a big grind.
I mean, okay. You know, that's kind of how Geralt works, but on the flip side, you know, even with bursty Cervantes damage, Enders has to, like, win a whole ton of rounds here to actually...
He does, and he has to traverse the obstacle course. I mean, with Linkorz's awkward timing, coupled with the fact that they played against each other so many times, coupled with the fact that the overlapping strong pokes that Geralt has over Cervantes.
Wait,
it's
have
a
these guys
lot
played
of
each other
bobbing
before?
and weaving. Heyo!
Best comedy duo.
There's
JJ
gotta be
and
better
Save
ones.
All right.
Man, Geralt whips a grab, something I've never seen in my life. That's not gonna do. Okay, maybe it
dead.
is.
Yeah. He
Oh,
decided to
right.
spend the
Of course he wants to spend the CE. This ratchets up the lethal hits more. Yeah, the CE effectively covers, I think, one of the signs that is harder to get.
Okay.
And I think he's hit with 6 BB. I think he has to hit with one of the armor things in order to get the 1 BB hit. I might be dead wrong about that, but I think he needs one more.
Ooh, good duck.
Yeah.
Good punish.
As the appropriate amount of meter that Geralt should always have. So everything needs to try and find a place to spend his, but it's always tricky spending bar against Geralt.
Oh, there it is.
And this is why it's difficult.
This is why you don't do that.
If there's one way that Geralt gets huge explosive damage, it is like this.
Yeah,
Gee
the soul
whiz.
charge against the Witcher.
Toss a soul charge to your Wisher. You can tell that he's trying to get that armor so that he can get the 1B lethal hit. I feel like he has it now. I might be dead wrong.
The movement. Both these
Oh, he
characters
definitely
back
has it
that
now.
so well.
Oh boy. He may not need it.
Oh, a good step. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that was fantastic. Yeah, he just decided to effectively bet that Enders isn't going to go for like an A6 in that kind of a wake-up situation.
Okay, there's no way he meant to do that.
Well, what?
Pick the desert stage again? Ender's
I mean,
lost,
yeah,
right?
why not?
For Cervantes, really?
I mean, frankly speaking, since the parry from Geralt got nerfed, I would say that Cervantes' ring out is better. It's also, there is a chance that they frankly just want to get this over with. They just want to, like, go through the games, you know?
Okay.
Ooh, gets the fire there. That's pretty good.
Pew pew. Witcher lasers.
Just the fact that he was able to go with that rather than art means he felt fully comfortable that he would have the frame for a whip punish like that. Ooh, speaking of whip punishes, or lack thereof.
Man. Linkorz' like timing adaptations are just damn so good.
Well, I
Like-
would say that, like, at this point, again, they've played against each other so much in this matchup specifically, and Link is probably, frankly, just reveling in the fact that he gets to do this. I'd be willing to bet that, like, what makes everybody else go to sleep in Soul Calibur 6 is effectively ecstasy for Link. He's just so excited right now.
It's his favorite drug.
Yeah. If there's one thing he likes doing, it's making everybody around him sad.
Oh, did he
That
say
is
that?
not
Nope.
what he... Whoa, what a bait, I guess.
Okay.
Ooh, boy. The mix.
Ever fight a witcher?
If that wasn't supposed to be Soul Charge, then I'll give everybody who's listening to me a cookie. You don't get to decide what cookie.
That's a lot of cookies.
I doubt anybody's really listening. They probably tuned me out. Oh, wow, okay. That was a lot of damage for Geralt. Holy hell. That counter hit combo, I've seen that before. Ugh. Important to note that Geralt does get a lethal hit when his opponent's at full meter, but it's a counter hit only combo that's a little bit unsafe, so it's a bit difficult. Okay.
Wow.
And that's the second game. None of that made sense to me. But let's see what the third game has to say.
Yeah, I guess.
Ender's trying to go back to the main menu. That is not a good idea.
Yeah. Like even though we've seen
Well, he got it.
He got walls for sure. I mean, we've seen Linkorz not give a shit about the walls being there and just kind of like do the right thing, even though Enders is teleporting around. But I think he overall Cervantes is going to be more advantage where he can stick to a wall and have something happen. Just keeps control of everything more or less, you know. Look at that.
So
Backstab.
I do want to mention, because I think it's funny, that typically in these kinds of tournaments, what ends up happening is that the competitors just happen to be, as they're waiting for their matches to happen, be in a separate Discord call, just hanging out with other players, right?
You
now
saw that too in Twitch chat, right?
Yeah, and so I double checked, and typically speaking, Enders is one of the rare people who will not even mute his microphone and stuff when he's actually playing in a tournament. So what I saw in Twitch chat is a very good chance that that actually did happen. And I think that's funny.
I totally believe it.
Wow, that was the most micro of micro ducks. Holy hell. Oh, 60B, you don't get a B out of that, do you? Trying to back up. Trying to use more of that. I mean, he's got more meter than I've seen him have in quite some time.
Just fire. Why not? Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't get the full combo because it was like the tippy tip range of the fire, which means that the Sis's BB had a good chance of whipping. Andrews with almost... It's got 1.5 bars. I wonder if he's going to try to go for off-the-wall stuff. First parry we've ever seen, and of course it whiffs. I missed the old parry. Trying to get these whiff punishes, but still not necessarily working out. Oof. Oh. Very scary. Oh, 6 is K. 6 is K. Why 6 is K? I don't know. Stop asking questions. Man, Link is trying to ultra lame this out. He has certain timings on the side steps, and he's gonna use it. One of the most underrated soul attacks in the game. I think it's actually plus. I might be wrong about that.
With the first part, but the art.
Tech crouch with the 1A as well. He's just back to catching right now. He's trying to do what Incendiate wasn't able to do before. Because it's important to note that Cervantes' approach options are really not his strong suit. It's probably his weakest aspect. He's very good at spacing out, not so much the other way around. Fantastic clash setup. Ooh. Goes for the soul attack. Gets Ender to spend his bar. Link is going to be totally fine with that. Probably. Yeah, throwing out that I-10. Chip damage.
Oh God,
non-chip damage. He's got that... Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's going to be game. Congratulations to Linkorz for winning the first Parsec tournament.
Damn, Linkorz was like, that was a dominating grand finals from Linkorz.
I mean, with all of our jokes aside, I mean, you can definitely tell that they've been over this many, many times before, and it's to the point where both of these players, I think, have this matchup down to a pretty strong sign.
Yep. Wow. Okay. We are done. That was it. Grand finals.
That was really
wins.
That was really fast. Good shit, Ian.
I mean, I expected to have a lot more trouble, but it was pretty good. I can't, complain. Yeah. Let me just shout out a few things. Because,
shout yourself out first.
All right. I'm gonna shout out myself for organizing this because it worked. You can follow Sabin DEUS at Twitter. You can also follow Calibur at Twitter to keep
via the Matcherino page. You donate to the prize pool.
Yeah. Get that Matcherino. And hit that code. Hit all the quests. But also just everyone who played today in the bracket. It went really smoothly, and a lot of that is because everyone did the right things. We had only the smallest, most imperceptible of bumps on the road through this bracket. And shout outs to Dell for running that, because unlike a net play tournament, these Parsec tournaments actually require a lot more hand holding. You can't just throw people the bracket and have them run with it. You have to actually give them setups to work with. So shout outs to Dell, and Omega and JJJ. JJJ coming off of WSOE. earlier today, and I'm like, where do I find commentators? Oh my god, I can't find any commentators. And luckily, Jay and Kwang were
finding somebody who
able to
goes out
step in.
early makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, this went really well. Do not quote me on this. Do not hold me to this, but I'm really considering doing this for a cross US entrance. Yeah, it's not going to be as good. I think it can work though. I think that, having enough setups like in various data centers, it might be possible.
West Coast internet got to step up. Big facts.
Yeah, that's the thing. It actually, what's funny though? If you have fiber, this shit is actually not bad at all. Like if you have cable, it's pretty bad. But if you have fiber, I was playing all the way in US West in California with my fiber connection.
Bro, like I was playing I play SF5 on people with fiber in the West Coast in Seattle, and it's actually fine. So I'm not surprised that's okay on Parsec.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
we're talking like and even with that, it's like 70 ms, which is that's considered good routing from New York to Seattle, I'd say.
Yeah, it's hard in the West Coast. West Coast residential ISPs, for whatever reason, like they haven't figured that out yet. It's pretty shitty if you ask me. Anyway, thanks for having us, Art, and